Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to Casually FC. Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea show. I'm accompanied by the panel of Oliver, Real Chris, Scott, the Bridge Nation, and myself, Marshall DBDX. Before we go ahead and start today's show, ladies and gents, be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Make sure to engage with the live chat if you're here live. If you're not live, watching this in the future, check out the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts and everything we're going to be discussing today in the show. And last but not least, also be sure to check out the description as well as memberships for different tiers starting at 99p. For those of you who want to help out the channel a little bit more than just showing up and smashing the like button and subscribing. But big up to the panel. We got a nice show for you guys. Plenty of football to watch. FA Cup ties that went down today. Manchester United eliminated from the FA Cup in penalties, of course, as well. Man City really being the only Big Six team left in the FA Cup now going forward. And then plenty of other football that was viewed this weekend. No Chelsea, though, because we're out of every single cup except for the Conference League. So that being said, ladies and gents, this is a Chelsea oriented show. So we're going to talk about Chelsea. But before we do, we're going to start off with the first segment. And that's a little bit of a rule change that we discussed earlier in the season. And it seems to have now come to fruition. So first segment to start off today's show is this one right here. Goalkeeping rule change. So here we go. Fabrizio here announcing pretty much that the IFAB approves new rule for next season for goalkeepers. If the goalkeeper holds the ball for more than 8 seconds, the referee will award a corner kick to the opposing team. Seems I'm not entirely sure what was wrong with the yellow card rule, where if the goalkeeper holds the ball for too long, you give him a yellow. But I guess that rule is out the bin now. I mean, what happens to that rule with this one? It's weird, but I think this is a silly rule, to be honest with you. But hey, what do we think about this, folks?
I'll tell you what was wrong with the rule.
Go for it.
The original one. The thing that was wrong with the original rule is that the referees never enforced it. So you're literally fixing a non-problem, or like you're fixing a problem by replacing it with another problem that they're not going to, this is going to last. Like, if they even enforce this rule, it's going to be like a 2-week craze, and then it's going to be forgotten about, just like the previous rule. I don't trust these referees to enforce it properly.
Yeah, I mean, we have shit referees here in the FA. But this is going to be a rule that's applied to all of football, not just the Premier League now. I believe so. What was International Football Association Board? Is that what it stands for? IFAB? I believe so.
IFAB. Not sure.
You'll get it.
Yeah, International Football Association Board. Yep. So this is going to be across the board. We're going to see it in World Cup and everything. So it's a pretty drastic change to the sport, at least in terms of this rule for goalkeepers.
This rule is shit for Chelsea if we don't have Reece James on. Because we
What do you
can't take a corner. We can't take a corner without Reece.
Oh, right.
This rule is like they do on purpose to Chelsea.
Yeah. I mean,
If you got
why,
no
though?
good
Why would they do that?
Because
That
you can
doesn't
get
make
away with
sense.
it. Because you can get away with it. We hit first man, or we have no real headers anyway.
Yeah, but if the opposing player has the ball, why would they want to give a corner away?
Because it'd be great to waste
Just you
time.
have the ball, just boot it.
No, I'd rather take the corner if it's against Chelsea with Reece James on or something. Because Cole Palmer can't take a corner. Enzo can't
Chris,
take a
can
corner
you explain,
weirdly.
please? If I have the ball in my hands,
Because there's no benefit to like us having it. I'd rather them get a yellow card. I'd rather keep the yellow cards.
okay, so it doesn't benefit Chelsea. is what
Well,
you're saying.
because like he ain't gonna do it twice.
Yeah,
then.
that's what you said.
Yeah, because he
Okay.
won't do it twice. Because if he does it twice, he's sent off.
Well, that's the thing now. They can't do it.
No, they
They
give you.
can't. Well, they can
they
do it as
give
many
you-
times as they want. They won't get sent off.
Well, if they
And
implement
that plays into the opponent's hands in our context.
Mm-hmm.
Until we get a better set piece taker, or if Reece James can stay fit.
all I'm saying is no threat if they to give us a corner.
I mean, 9 times out of 10, right? I mean, we scored a corner in
Fail.
the last game.
You know, we've scored the same amount of corners as Arsenal this season.
Really?
Mhm.
Wait, no. We
This
ain't.
season.
Wait, in the Premier League.
Yeah. Yes.
There's no
We're
way.
not
I
as bad
think-
on corners.
Wait,
as
how many
people think
corners
we
we
are.
scored?
We both scored 10 goals from corners.
Wait, there's no way we scored 10 from the corners in the Premier League.
Yes,
Just because we don't score from a header off of a corner doesn't mean we don't score from corners.
I'm trying to think of 10.
Don't think too
I know.
much. You might hurt yourself.
Damn.
Yeah.
You
I
almost
know we
hurt
scored
me.
2 against Southampton and at least 1 against Wolves.
We've scored scrappy goal from corners, and we've
We scored
defended
against
more
Aston
corners than
Villa.
people think.
No.
Actually, when you think about it, guys, when you look at the staunch difference between our set piece taking from last season versus this season, we're a lot more solid in set pieces from corners at least than we were last season. Last season we were shambles. But we were
That's just down to the
guaranteed
organisation of the other players. Yeah,
No, I mean Bernardo Cueva, the set
yeah
piece coach.
the coaching, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were really critical about him earlier in the season, but he's been improved. We still need to improve our output in terms of goals, but I mean, Scott did say it. Like we're not horrible. We're just not great.
Doesn't feel like 10.
I think that the reason you'd say we're horrible is because the amount of corners we get. I mean, I don't know what the numbers
I
will be, but
think-
it feels like we get a lot of corners, and the
Mhm.
percentage that we take advantage of is very low. Even if that does eventually come out to a decent tally.
Mm-hmm.
Because our best
Yeah.
header in the team really is probably Kukureya.
Yeah, probably.
And he didn't work from corners because the run he has to make is completely different to when the ball was in open play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if given the chance, I'm sure Tosin and
I mean,
obviously
Disasi's our
Disasi
best,
would probably
is our
be
best
up
header,
there.
but he's not in the team though. So
But yeah, these guys, well, at least Disasi, for the defensive liabilities that he offers, is not really worth having the offensive benefits of having him on the corner. Scott and Ahmed, what do you guys think of this goalkeeping rule with the whole corners thing?
Don't particularly care, but like that's not. It's more because like it's kind of what Oliver said. Like I just don't. When it comes to new rules in the league, I just kind of don't pay attention, because they'll either be gone in like a year or they won't be enforced. So it's like, yeah.
Really, you think this rule?
I agree with
Because this
that.
is international. It's just not the league. It's like all of football now.
Yeah, but like there are rules that, like the FA don't care. Like there's different rules in different leagues all around the world. Like that rule that we had for one season where it was like only the captain can approach the what's it called, can approach the
It's
ref.
still this season.
That doesn't go on in here, but I know
Yeah.
of other leagues it does go on, and it's like so
Mhm.
it doesn't matter, man. Like it'll be changed in
Okay.
a year or two.
Ahmed, your closing thoughts on this one?
No comment.
Lovely jubbly. Okay, ladies and gents, let's go on to the next topic. It's so thrilling to speak about Chelsea hijacking a lawsuit. This is just a give and go, so we'll go over it. If you guys have any thoughts, we'll skip it. But all right, let's get into it. So apparently, Chelsea accused of trying to hijack the Saif Al Rubi lawsuit against Marino Granosky as club back former director. Okay, this is interesting. Don't know if anything's going to come out of this. As far as I remember, this was all dropped and done and dusted. And apparently Chelsea had a weighing hand on it, which strikes me as a little odd considering, I mean, the current board don't owe Marina anything, but I guess we're showing some type of solidarity or something. I don't know. Any thoughts on this at all? Or can I just move on? Just breaking news for the sake of speaking of news.
I want you to think about your logic, mate. Can you just go through your logic again? Think about your logic and think about why the club would be back in Marina when it's not including goodwill.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, Ahmed, to repeat that once more, but this time think about your logic about how you use a microphone and how it works better when you speak into it than when you're speaking like
he is sat about as far away as humanly possible from that microphone trying to speak.
Okay, Marshall.
Does my microphone work like this?
Yes, it works, man. I can hear you.
Oh,
Bro, that's echoey as shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but I can hear you. But
Ridiculous,
listen,
bro.
Listen.
Professional streamer here.
I'm gonna use what
I
you
want
have,
you-
extender.
listen.
This man has a YouTube channel. Remember that.
Listen, Marshall. I just want you to think about again your logic. Remove the sentiment of like the club is doing goodwill to Marina, and think about why would the club be willing to be wanting this to be cooked, like so that you don't have to deal with it. Why do you think that would be?
The
Think
only
about what's
thing I can
happening.
think of.
I don't know. Just help you out a little bit. I'm going to be a little cheeky in. Think about what we're having to do because of the previous era.
That's already resolved, though.
No. But think no, it's not resolved yet. Still haven't
I think
got
it's fine.
a conclusion on that one yet.
See, like,
No, we haven't. We
my
still haven't got resolved
brain
that.
is short circuiting because I want to relate this to Chelsea, but when I last brought it up, I was told, probably by you, Ahmed, that this has nothing to do with the current regime. It's individually just Marina. So
It's not to do with the
why?
current regime. No, it's not to do with the current regime. But I'm asking. But there's a connection to the current regime, which is related to some of the cases that have been against us, bro. Think about it. I think think about it a little bit. Now, okay, clearly, you seem like a bit confused, like you look like a confused monkey. So I'm gonna have to get you from an ape to a human. Let's go.
What did you call it?
You know what I mean. So this is what you're gonna have to do. All right.
Bro,
As you
have
guys
not learned
know-
from Jose.
Hey, that's racist. That's
Listen.
Yeah,
If I'm
you're definitely
racist,
not Turkish, bro. If I
Alright,
was
I'm
Turkish,
Well, I'm racist. How about that? But anyway, one of the things that I was gonna. Okay, jokes aside, jokes aside, obviously. But on a genuine note, like obviously you guys know, right? We've got cases against us, right? The PL case, yes, we've had. Oh, it's gonna be fines and stuff like that. And then obviously the UEFA one, which you had to pay some money towards, if you remember. But part of the reason why we are only being fined, right, is because these guys can't speak to a Roman Abramovich, a Marina Granovskaya, right? Because they're gonna, right, in terms of information to find out about these past transfers, Marshall, right? This case that we have for Chelsea, right, that Marina has, is about a past transfer that occurred, right, it's about a transfer that's occurred within that previous regime, which was one of the ones that got flagged up, if I'm not mistaken, right? And so if this goes to court, you're probably in discovery. Part of the reason as to why stuff was happening, or books getting cooked, right, would then be revealed, right, because she would have to, out of her own thing to defend herself, have to reveal some of that stuff, and that can harm the club, right, in terms of some of this other stuff that's occurring right now, in terms of like the historical stuff that we've got going on. That's the only thing. That's pretty much the most logical reason as to why these guys are generally like trying to make sure that this shit doesn't even go to discovery at all.
again, though, I'm just confused because I thought there was a separation between what happened with the old regime and how it's going to affect the current regime.
I get
That's
that,
the
but
part
I
that
think
confuses me.
no,
'Cause
even
that's
I
the PL
even
accusations
yeah,
are the
right,
old
yeah,
regime
yeah.
stuff.
But remember, he's a part of the old regime, and this case that she's got is a part of the old regime. And remember,
Yes.
our club right now is being investigated for historic stuff about the old regime. Correct, Marshall?
Yeah, but they've been transparent about it.
No. But the thing is, remember, the PO was asking for more information at the time from Abramovich and them lot to find out about this stuff. I think people forgot about that, right? They were asking these other guys for stuff, and they were saying no comment. And because they couldn't get any evidence from people at the time who are still available to be spoken to, right? They can't really do anything to the club because it's like we don't have the actual guys here providing us with the necessary evidence to go against them. This thing would provide evidence to back up their claims, basically, Marshall, right? Or like further prove that the stuff that's going on was wrongdoing.
Does anyone know what particular transfer this guy was involved in?
I know that this guy was related to I know he was the Rudiger agent, if I'm not mistaken, at one point in time, this guy. And then I think there was some other transfers that we used to do because he used to be a regular agent that we used to actually connect with previous transfers. Okay. That's the reason why, Marshall, right? Because the moment that happens, like a lot of these previous transfers that we may have had dealings with, which would have increased, I think, the caseload on us in terms of historic charges. That's the only general thing I can think of, bro.
Trying to see if I can find. Okay, High Court hearing in London on Friday revealed that Al Ruby has claimed damages of £2,182,782 against Granovskaya over the transfer of Kurt Zuma from Chelsea to West Ham United.
So again, that's what I'm saying. So these are like old transfer dealings again that we did in her time, and I think the Zuma one happened, I think, in 2021, right? 2022, sorry, it happened. He went to West Ham.
It was after he won the Champions League. It was 2021.
Yeah. So again, that's what I'm saying to you. So these are old transfers, which obviously could flare up, which could be added to our case, right? And then you can also, and then I think for me, the thing is, if you start finding out history about old transfers and how we used to deal with stuff, it shows the precedent that probably was occurring further behind, right, Marshall? That's the only thing I can genuinely think of as to
but what's the problem here though? Because I understand with like many of the historical transfers that have been looked at for us, that's based on us like making under the table payments, stuff like that. But this is West Ham paying us for a player.
This is a totally different case, it looks like. And even on that,
but it's a historic case still. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, but what have we done wrong?
No. So
from what I can tell, from what I just read, I just think Saif, the agent, feels like he never got his money. This is probably what happened. He was probably owed money from Chelsea. Chelsea was going to pay in increments and all that to the agent fee, but because of the sanctions, that was all interrupted. It could have been something as simple as that.
They would have just settled if that was the case, though, Marshall. They didn't even sell for it in this case. That's the thing, right? Because you're saying it got completely dismissed. So therefore, so to me, if it was the case that the club owed him money, the club would have been like, listen, we'll settle that straight away. Here's your money.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, the thing for me is that I just feel, because we used to work with Rubani previously. He's got more than one. He was the agent for Zuma. Then I think it was even the agent for Zuma when we brought him back under Mourinho, if I'm not mistaken, too. Right. So that's the thing I'm trying to say. Like, I think maybe some of the underhand dealings that were occurring, right, you would have like proper evidence of how we were doing it as a club. Right, the actual process would be shown, and that's I think the thing that I think the club Chelsea is running from, provide additional evidence to cases that we already have against us. I think that's just like, again, the most easiest way to do that. I mean, easiest way to think about it.
I see the path, right? I see how we can correlate. I guess as time goes on, if this does resurface, maybe more details will be hashed out. But as far as I'm aware, off of the quick information I glimpsed, the long and short of it seems that it could be related to things that could damn the club right now. It is 100% related to the transfer of Zuma to West Ham that happened under Marina Granovskaya, and a lot of things happened since then that could have interfered with the agent's payments. And time will tell if this is going to just be a settlement or if this is going to come back and be taken to court. But it seems like Chelsea now are getting involved, and it's not just Marina Granovskaya versus Al Rubani, well, I forgot his name. Saif. We'll call him Saif. Okay. The next story I wanted to bring up was a little bit of a feel-good factor for those of you who can separate manager from player, but I think you can already guess where I'm going with this. Lampard with Coventry. So he's been doing pretty good for himself in Championship, and Coventry has been, reaping the rewards. So Frank Lampard's Coventry are flying. Eight league wins in 9 has lifted the Sky Blues into championship top 6. Frank Lampard's arrival at Coventry has made a positive impact. We're looking at before the 17 games and since the 17 games. Only 17 points before, but ever since he's come in, it's been 33 points. Only 4 games won, and 10 under Lampard. 5 games drawn, 3 under Lampard. Almost similar amount of goals scored. 24 for Lampard. Exceeding that by 2, and less goals conceded under Lampard as well. So Coventry, have really battened up.
Lampard's talking about Chelsea now.
Calm down. Coventry City were 17th in championship when Frank Lampard was appointed manager. They are now 5th, having won 8 of their last 9 league matches. Coventry reached the playoff final in 2023. Their sights are set on promotion this season. Oliver, I'll go to you as Lampard's biggest fan. What are your thoughts on?
I thought you were Lampard's biggest fan, though.
He used to be.
Yeah, you used to be Lampard's #1 fan.
Yeah,
You're the biggest fan of all of us, bro.
He was holding out for Lampard.
You know what I mean by that, by the way, right? I'm saying that in jest. I'm saying the opposite version of this, by the way. So everyone understand that. You're like his #1 AR. So like, why are you not talking? Yes.
Well, that was the point of me going to Oliver, because Oliver despises the manager.
I don't think he despises as much as you, I'll be honest.
You'd be surprised.
I like him.
Of course you would, Chris. Oliver.
Listen, I don't like him. I don't like him as a manager, especially like I've only watched Frank Lampard in the Premier League, and he underwhelmed with Chelsea, and he wasn't able to take Everton anywhere. He was going to get them relegated before he got sacked and replaced by Dyche. But listen, that's the past, and we're talking about now. He's at a more appropriate level now. That's not even me having a dig at him. This is a more appropriate level for him. This is where he's had the championships, where he's had his most consistent success, I'd say. And listen, he's doing a good job. Like, you do have to preface it by saying that, like, the Coventry team that he inherited was not a 17th place outfit. They were underperforming under their previous manager. So this isn't him taking a 17th place level team to the playoffs. But regardless, he's doing, like, you can only beat what's in front of you, and he is doing a fine job at that. So you have to give him credit, and I'd just say keep at it, because I don't hate him as a man, and I wouldn't mind him doing well at all. I'd like to see that. He just has to stay. He just has to stay on course now and not take the big jump, because that's what really got him. Basically, he would have been in the Premier League right now if he just took it slow and steady. But he took the big move, and then once he left Chelsea the first time, he didn't go back down to the Championship, and then that's delayed his progress. So just take it slow and steady, and he should hopefully get to where he needs to be, as long as he just keeps improving on himself. So I can only praise him at this point, to be completely honest.
I was gonna say, like, he was near that, not him, but Coventry was near relegation, right? They wasn't Oliver. They was near relegation, right? So to take them to like play off the position where they're top 5 in the league.
Bear in mind that the Championship is a 24-team league, so that would be 22nd to 24th is the relegation.
But I mean, like, we know Leeds, and I think Sheffield will probably get promoted. Like, you know what? He will get playoffs. I reckon. I don't know how many games left. They play like near 40, right? So he could get into that Premier League push already.
They play 46 games.
If he can get to the knockouts, I don't know who they got in knockouts. I think they got Burnley as one of them, so that's gonna be a tough game. But like, I want him to come to the Premier League, get promoted to the Premier League. That's how I want to see Frank Lampard do, and then see how he does with that team. So I hope for the best for that way, because I don't want to see him ditch Coventry for next season, save a Premier League club to come sniffing like Man United, Navy. Who knows?
Oh my god.
I hope he does get promoted. If anything, we get to see what he does at Coventry.
I'll say this, and this is a question. I'm glad Adrian's in the chat. It's a question I'm going to pose to you guys. We've seen what Frank Lampard has done in the Premier League. He doesn't have the best record, right? That being said, you're seeing how impressive he's been with Coventry. And potentially, I mean, I don't know how many games are left to the championship season, but at this rate and how hot the form has been, he could work his way into the top 4 and potentially take first place even. It's possible. Only
No, it's
First
not.
place in championship.
eight wins in 9. Yeah, in championship.
Yeah, it's not possible. They're not better than Leeds.
He's
They're
not
not better
taking
than
first
Burnley.
place.
No, like
That's their
if you
hope
look at
they
table
go for is
mark-
the playoffs.
Yeah, the best is playoffs for me. Like if you look at Leeds, like Leeds United again first place, or Sheffield, it's one of those 2 teams. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I see now. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So
It was
best
if
is
Lampard did
best
that
is third
somehow, then
place.
he's like some sort of like he came back
Best
like
is third
Jesus
place.
or
Yeah, I
something.
got
I don't
it.
know.
Yeah, his best bet is third place. If he
Third,
keeps up
fourth,
this form.
yeah, just try get up there.
Hope
get away from
that
relegation
Burnley and
out there.
Sunderland get points taken off of them. My point in
mean,
bringing
he
this
has
up,
to stay
though,
above
guys,
West Brom and
my point in
Blackburn
bringing
or
this
something.
up, though, is this. With how he's been doing in Championship, does that bring up concerns of what we're doing with Maresca?
No.
Why not?
How? Can you explain that?
Yeah,
What I'm trying to get at is that, like, I know that in the Premier League, Lampard was ass.
yes.
He had an Everton in relegation battle. He took Chelsea down to 9th with the quality that he has at Chelsea.
He had a good year at Chelsea still.
I
The
mean,
first year was good. I'll give him that.
sure, the first year was good. I mean, under
And
the
then it fell
transfer
off,
ban.
yeah.
I'm not going to disrespect that, right? You're right. His interim time at Chelsea was filled with more losses than draws and wins combined. He wasn't a good manager in the Premier League level, is what I'm trying to get at, right? But you bring him down to Championship with the Coventry team, and this guy is like almost right now in world-class form. It's almost like, are we overrating the performances at Championship with Maresca and what he was able to
No.
do? All right.
I don't
wanna
think we
leave
hired
Hull.
Maresca based on his performance.
But they won a league title.
They did. But this team went from 17th to 5th now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but
Like,
they were underperforming previously though. This 17
yeah, they were
was never their
underperforming.
level.
But like, bro, they have 2 of the highest scoring strikers in that league prior to Lampard
Well,
going there. Like,
what's
their
his
best
name?
striker isn't even playing currently. That's what's nuts. I don't think he's playing currently. I think he's in.
Is it Simons or Simmons or whatever his name?
No.
The striker.
He's
I thought
one
he
of them,
was.
but he's not their.
Yeah.
He's not their best striker.
Okay.
But like prior to this seat, like prior to him joining, they were still in and around this position last season as well.
Yeah, I'm just looking last season. They finished
Did they
9th.
get the playoffs last season? They did, didn't they?
This season, they're back in 5th.
I think
The
they
season
did.
prior, they were in
I
5th.
think- Yeah, they did then.
They
Mhm.
did. Okay, yes. I mean, they were doing pretty well. and
Yeah,
F2,
finishing 5th is a playoff.
I take it.
Yeah.
I take it by the way that the only loss is to Leeds in this 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. They've beaten no teams currently in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The only teams they've beaten that are in the top half in that run is Watford, who have been extremely up and down this season, Bristol, and a managerless Blackburn. Like, he's doing a really good job. Let's not get it twisted, but like,
Not
I'm
overdo
gonna
it.
wait. I'm gonna wait and see, and I'm not over. Like, yeah, we need to wait because when he's coming up against your Leeds,
Leeds,
already
yeah.
lost. When he's coming up against your Burnleys, Sunderland, they play in a couple weeks. Like, we'll see how he does
those are
then.
gonna be tough. Those are gonna be tough games.
If he gets through those with wins, then it's a different conversation.
It's
But I'll
really,
be so honest, he's found his level. Like, he's found his level. Big up to him. The worst thing that can happen to them is get promoted. I'll be so honest.
Mm.
But yeah, big up to him. Like, he's found his level. He's where he should be. That's about it.
I think you definitely have to see how it translates from league to league because I just out of curiosity today, I actually did watch a video on this Coventry team and watched what are they doing differently? How is Lampard setting them up? His tactical blueprint is the exact same that it's always been, but bombard the box with crosses.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So
And then guess what?
to be, yeah, go on.
Guess like for the 8 and 9 wins he's had as well. I watched them get blown out 4-1 against Portsmouth, who were in the relegation zone at the time.
They did lose 4-1 to Ipswich.
No, they lost 4-1 to Portsmouth, bro. They lost literally to who were in the relegation. They got blown out.
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, he's doing good, but like Oliver said, he's just the same dude, but he's in a level where it doesn't really matter as much. He's in a team where they've got the attacking firepower to be able to do that, and it's fine. So, is what it is. Like, this Coventry team last season finished 9th. So, yeah, he's doing a bit better, but it's around the same as where they finished. Like, if they get playoffs, fair play.
Oh, they actually finished 9th last season.
Doesn't mean anything.
I mean, playoffs would actually be pretty good because then, yeah, the club's never done it. So that's down to Lampard, and he's not exactly had the whole season either with Coventry.
Right,
So.
he can lose another playoff.
You never know,
Another
man.
player.
Just takes that one game. He might do it. Crash it into the box and score.
Chris, I'll repeat what I said earlier. They are yet to beat under Lampard. They are yet to
yeah.
face. They faced one team, 6th or higher, and they lost to them.
Marshall, you need to take that back now. I'm Lampard's biggest hater, apparently. You need to take that back right now.
Oh, he got upset.
Dude, the amount of times I heard you crash out on Lampard was
Look at this stream. Scott's the one doing it, not me.
Yeah, fuck Lampard. As a manager. Let me rephrase that. Fuck Lampard as a manager.
Scott is Lampard's
As a manager.
biggest hater.
Yeah,
As a manager.
as a manager.
No, he said fuck Lampard.
As a player, best player we've ever had. As a manager, he stinks.
I mean, yeah.
Right, fair enough. And yeah, basically crushing Shalah again. So
I'm not allowed to
not
talk.
much has
What's
changed.
going on?
Well,
Man, you had a whole last 10 minutes to talk. Talk then.
I wanted the discussion to flow. Like if I went in, I felt like I would have
Said I wanted this to
obviously-
flow. Fuck
well,
yeah.
you like the crash on Kukureya's
Man
flow,
was
so.
parking the bus. he
No,
says.
you know, I have to say, listen, man, I'm happy for Lampard. Firstly, you know, I think he deserves some success. He was always the best manager out of the three that used to get spoken about, him, Rooney, and Gerrard. So I always want to give
Bro,
him
the
credit.
bar's in hell.
Oh, listen, either way, man, my manager won.
Oh, actually, no.
I mean-
No, he's not. No, he's not. One of those managers has a league title.
Yeah, but listen, it's quite.
Farmers League, you gotta say.
Tell
We'll see.
Lampard to win a league title, bro, and then he can chat.
Anyway, alas, listen, he's still better than that fraud anyway. Who cares? But I just think for me, at the end of the day, big up to Lampard. I'm happy for him. The way he's playing, man, it does make me question Maresca a bit. I have to agree with you. I do question.
Fuck you.
No, I do question, man.
Like, we
Maybe
get
Lampard,
brought back.
maybe Lampard under this team, he might have gotten a bit more out of them. I'll be
Shut
real.
up.
I'll be real, man. He's not. Listen,
No.
No, the way he's the attacking football that he's playing, the way he sorts it out there, the championship, man, you got to question it, bro. He's cooking better than what I've been seeing from Maresca from an attacking perspective. So I want to give him, the credit.
What?
Like, to say that, but I've watched the games. He actually has been playing really good football. Like you have to give him like credit where genuinely credit is.
How-
Yeah, they were superb against Portsmouth, mate. They were absolutely.
and we were superb against Ipswich. So hey, tomatoes. As I said before.
Yeah, we're playing the
There we
Premier
go.
League, mate. Ipswich in the Premier League, mate.
Well, listen, Ipswich is equivalent of Portsmouth.
Where
in
Portsmouth?
this league.
They're in the Premier League, bro.
But listen again, Ipswich is the equivalent of Portsmouth.
Would Ipswich beat Coventry?
Yeah,
Portsmouth
hope
has
so.
the championship.
They
yeah.
would.
Yeah, of course they would.
They wouldn't, but no, they wouldn't, man. But anyway, at the end of the day, man, Lamps.
You know what?
I'm warming to a third term of Lampard.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, wait.
You know what? If Maresca gets sacked and we hire Lampard as an intern or whatever,
Yeah.
like maybe
Fuck
as
you.
a full time,
Yeah,
Ahmed,
Yeah, man,
I hope-
That's a
I hope
yellow
you
card,
know,
surely.
Like,
hey, I didn't say that.
That's a red card, bro.
Don't give me a yellow card.
Both of you both get a yellow for that.
I'm not
Wait,
giving a yellow
wait,
card.
The
I
fact
was
that
going-
no wait, don't no dissent, okay? The
No.
fact that you even onboarded with that, it was just gonna go to
that was me-
Ahmed,
that
but
was
you
me
were like,
being
oh,
sarcastic.
oh
I was being
well, you
sarcastic.
should have pulled your tackle, all right?
Listen.
I should-
Anyway, Chris, don't pull your tackle, bro. These guys are hating
I was-
on their own legend.
I
They're
was
hating on
saying,
their
like,
own
you know,
football
I hope
legend.
you-
That's what's going on.
I hope
You know what I mean,
You got a
Chris?
yellow by association, Chris.
Yeah. But
Heard
alas,
that.
the point I'm just trying to make is that listen, Lampard, if he keeps on improving, if he gets into the Premier League this season, which is a good possibility, he's in
It's
the
not.
he's in the playoff spot.
It's not a
Stop getting
possibility.
hate.
It's
I'm
not
not
a
saying-
possibility.
Ahmed,
Scott
you're not gonna want to
Tatum.
do watch. Ahmed, you're not gonna want to do watch alongs if Lampard's in charge again.
I'll be there no matter what. I'll be there no matter what, bro. I'll be there
Yeah,
no matter
halfway
what.
through
God.
the season,
I'd
you
love
won't
to
be
know.
like, you'll
Lampard's
be
in
like, I
charge
need
again.
a
Can you just imagine Reece
vacation.
James at right back again? Just crossing
He's
Salah
gonna kill
all
me,
over.
James.
I love it, man. Yeah. And
I might
we
quit the
have
club.
I'll be there.
I'll quit the club. I'll
Yikes.
literally will quit watching football.
You see
No,
this
JP,
guy,
it's
yeah?
not you guys.
Listen.
It's
Thank you,
this guy.
JP. Let them know, JP, man. And they don't want to believe
No,
in their
no,
own
he-
legend. He's our legend. Respect my legend, man.
No,
That's all I'm
no.
gonna
Are
say.
you guys
No,
ready for
he-
Moises Caicedo on the wing like he did with Kante?
I love it.
Well,
I
I'll kill
love it.
myself.
I love it, mate. I love it, mate. You know what I mean? I'm interested.
Huh?
You know what I mean? Don't worry,
Ahmed,
man.
I'd
Was
love
it
to know about it. I can't
swear
believe
to
how
God,
long-
yeah.
when
Was it
did this
Kante
conversation
that was
start, by
doing?
the way?
I'm on. Listen, some people in this
That
chat
was
were some
showing
people
you
in this
guys
chat.
Lampard's thing.
No, when did this start? How long have we been talking about
Wait, Scott.
Lampard and Coventry?
Wait, Scott, I've got a good one for you, yeah?
Been a
Listen,
solid, like,
there are people in this
15
chat,
minutes.
yeah. I remember people in this stream used to say to me, yeah, hey, Marshall, yeah, used to say to me, oh, you can't say that, man. You never know, man. Poch might be doing something with him, yeah, on the wing. When ends
Don't think I've ever said that, but okay.
I never heard him say that.
Listen, we gotta take this, man.
16
Back in the
minutes of
day.
this conversation,
You know what I
by the
mean?
way, Scott.
I hate you, Marshall, for bringing this
Listen,
topic.
this is what I love. I love this game. I love this game, man. I love this game. Shout out Lamps.
I hate
my
myself.
You deserve Lampard, yes.
Yes, we deserve Lamp. We deserve Lampard.
You do too,
No, no.
Chris.
You
deserve
deserve relegation.
Lampard.
You deserve relegation.
You know, that's all. Listen, people can hate.
X-Style, it's a
love
corner
that.
now.
What-
We
this
do
is-
corners
this is
now.
not- this is
8
not time
seconds is the
wasted.
corner.
I'm not time wasted.
They don't get
X-Style.
yellows
How
anymore.
dare you,
I'd love to
X-Style,
know, by the
yeah?
way. I'd
Tell
love
him
to
that
know.
I'm time
I'd love to
wasted.
know how you man think they're beating. How you man that rate Lampard and rate Coventry think they're beating Burnley to get promoted.
No,
in the
they're
playoffs.
beating Burnley.
Yeah,
Burnley just lost 4-0 to what's that?
Right,
the
I
team?
don't rate Lampard
What's that
as a Premier League
Leeds.
manager, but no, I don't.
Don't Burnley have the best defense in the league?
Marshall,
Yeah,
I
they
think
do.
Don't worry,
it's
man.
fantastic
Don't
when
worry.
he
That's
was
what
was
you
a
get
bad
for
attack.
joking in a serious
Yeah,
conversation.
a serious conversation. I was laughing at the beginning when he's like,
Nope.
we need Lampard.
Chris deserves a
Nope,
yellow
you gotta
card,
hold
by the
that
way.
now.
Chris deserves a yellow card for laughing at me last night, so the Reds deserve.
No, you can hold that. Yes, no CM Punk WrestleMania main event.
Fuck WWE, man. Fuck WWE, man. Fuck WWE, man. AEW Nation. We're here next Sunday. Thank you. Next Sunday. Tune into AEW Revolution, boys. Thank you.
This man's just a hater, bro. That's what I'm really.
Nah,
Like.
man.
Yeah.
Professional
Nah,
hater.
man. I am
That
so.
doesn't know how to
I
use his
was-
mic.
I'm not even hating, bro. I'm not even hating on Cena.
Yeah, mute him, bro. We don't
He
want to hear
hates
this.
his mic too.
Pissed. I'm
Yeah.
pissed.
No, mute him. We don't want to hear this.
I'm showing love right now, dude, Scott. I'm showing love to Lampard. Well, what's going on? Did I not show love? You guys hating on Lampard. I'm showing love. So does that mean I'm
Well,
a
apparently,
hater?
I'm on the same boat as you, Ahmed. So,
That's what I'm saying, Chris, bro. Yeah, we showing
Apparently.
love, and then we get
apparently,
crazy.
I don't know. I might be trying to throw some rocks in that
Take his
boat.
balls out
Chris,
of
you
his
said
mouth.
Lampard would finish 8th with Everton.
Yeah, why not? I don't know.
Matt said, why not? Why not?
Damn.
Bro, can we move on talking about Lampard and that washed
Let's
up
move on. Let's move on.
Hey, Scott, I
I
got
can't
you.
lie to you. On
I
a
got
serious
you.
note, we can't be getting Coventry in the Premier League, man. If you know Coventry Uni, I prefer not to speak, man.
No, let it happen. I need to
I don't
watch
think
Lampard
Marshall
hold
dad
6 every
take
week.
over.
Coventry Uni?
Never
No, we
No,
can't
no,
let that
actually,
one
no.
happen.
I've changed my mind. Let it happen, and I want to see them hold 6 every week playing that haram football, bro.
Oh my!
I want to see
might
Liverpool.
actually-
Hey, Liverpool might
he
score
might
10.
actually make. He might
Liverpool might
actually
break the
survive it, bro.
record, you know. Liverpool actually might break the record for the amount of goals scored in a game. I need to see it. I need it.
Chris,
Inject it.
you thought, Chris, I just want to let you know you thought you can get away. I'm here as
I thought you
the
were fucking kids again.
vindicator.
No.
You ain't getting
Oh.
away.
Oh, God.
You ain't
Yeah,
getting away.
Scott
Chris.
hates him too, man. Oh, what the fuck is that?
You ain't getting away, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Actually, it's not as bad as. Yeah, but this ain't happening. This ain't happening. Marshall loves the leaks, man.
What do you mean it's not happening?
Well, how many different kits do you leak kits you showed me? Like,
Well,
they're all not
honestly,
happening, my guy.
it's
They're not all
now there's a
happening.
third one. We
That
did see
home
the third
kit
one.
already changed, by the way.
yeah.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it has.
Well, there's a sponsor now, but
No,
this
no,
is the same
I-
collar and the
unless
thing. Now we're seeing this.
Unless it's the lighting or the way it's pictured.
It's
there
the
wa- it
angle
looks like
because now
It
you
looks
see
like
the
there's a
back.
pattern on there. No, it looks like there's a
I-
pattern. No,
There was
Yeah.
a pattern.
No,
in
there
this
was
one.
there was a pattern on the last one. I think the thing we did. I think the angling's a bit different because you couldn't see underneath the under.
Yeah, I'll pull up the
there
old
wasn't.
one.
There was not a pattern on the
No,
first
there
picture.
was.
Yeah,
So
there was no-
I
Yeah,
swear there
no.
was.
No, there wasn't. Actually, wasn't.
Oh
I think
my
he's
days.
right.
I'll pull it
like
up. I'll pull it
basically,
up.
because the one you showed us, Marshall, was like just what's it called? Just front face completely. We didn't see them sides.
Be closer.
I don't
into
like the home one.
mic.
Oh, why do you want me to be close to a fucking tall mic? Pause. Bro, what's wrong with you, man? Jesus Christ.
You need to go
It's 'cause
back
you
to the
can't
stream
hear
so you
you.
can listen to yourself.
Yeah.
I rather listen. My voice is really strong enough, handle the mic. I don't want to
Rather
overpower the mic.
what?
Rather be
I heard
further from the
suck,
mic.
but I don't
Yeah,
know.
I heard something
see.
else.
I didn't hear suck. Chill out, big man.
I don't know, man. Here, I found it.
The way
There's a-
kit's nice.
You know what it is, guys? There was lettering over it, so maybe it looked off.
We need
but
Jordan in the
this
middle
is-
though.
Yeah, there was always a texture on it.
It's got so many tabs. Crazy.
I know
It
this is
doesn't-
how I do the show.
Din 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 din
Oh,
din.
no.
I've
There
not
you
bought
go.
the home kit in like
So this is it.
2-3
right?
years.
This is
ago.
the one I showed you guys before without the sponsor. It's a different angle, so now you can see the back, right?
Whoa, balls.
Oh, fucking A. Now you can see the back with the white
Where's
and the
where's
red.
the other picture?
This is the one I showed you last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only pattern I can see is the lettering. I can't.
Yeah, I can't really see much into it.
Do you want me to zoom in more? Like
I mean, I can
don't-
kind of see the outlines a little bit, but like it
Like-
doesn't look as strong.
Yeah, I think it might
That's-
just be the picture because like I can't.
Yeah. The letter is there, but like there's a pattern. It's like how I used to make my thumbnails, like different brush strokes and stuff. That's what it looks like. Oh my god, I keep fucking this up. And now you can see it differently here without the lettering. But the black kit, this is interesting.
good.
I don't mind the black kit. We need a black kit. We haven't had a black
We
kit in
do
a
have
long
a black
time.
kit. No, what are you talking about?
Well, there's the gray
I
with the
literally
pink and the
no,
dark
I literally have the
onyx
black
and
and
stuff.
black kit right now.
Yeah, that's the third kit. Yeah.
No, I don't
it's-
have pink on it by the way either. Oh, you mean the Nike tick? Okay, that little part, but cool.
When I say we need a black kit, I mean like not as a history. Like we've never had a black kit in the history of Chelsea.
Oh, just
I
like-
mean in
No, I know.
recent
Like black-
time.
Yeah, recently, this season we have the black kit.
Yeah, the third kit is.
It's a black kit.
Yeah, it's not black like this black.
Bro. Oh my god!
Why does like say black, Chris? Just leave.
Like I literally have it. It's black.
You're
It's just got a bit of
ridiculous.
pink on it. This has
And
blue
there's
on it.
gray.
That's not black kit then. That's not a black
and
black kit
umber
then.
and
It's got blue in
onyx.
it.
It's got graffiti and paper mache looking things on it. Like
You just
Got
like it
design.
plain black.
Yeah, I don't know. I went crazy. Like we don't have a black kit recently. Like we literally have one this season.
hold on, let me know. I gotta do a side by side comparison now.
I literally have it in my hands. Like
I do. Why are you holding a kit randomly?
because I literally have it right beside me.
Why?
Ah.
What are you doing with that kit?
It's hanging.
Yo, chill, man.
It's got Cole Palmer's number on it, probably.
No, it's Reece James actually.
It's got a sheep on it. That's why.
You're ridiculous.
That's a black kit.
See, black. This is like black. This is like grayish, blackish, and white, and all types of different colors, all different shades of black.
Okay, it's a grey shirt.
Yeah, Marshall likes.
It's a
Marshall
gray
likes-
shirt. Okay, we'll just move on.
Okay, that's a yeah. I'm not gonna say
I'm
anymore
done.
actually.
I'm done. I look forward to this black kit. Okay, we'll continue.
I mean,
on.
yeah, the white one or the black one I like. The blue one's shit.
So there's been a little bit of comments made on Maresca recently. Let's look into this and see what's going on. So there is no indication that Enzo Maresca's standing in the dressing room has been damaged by Chelsea's bad run. He is held in high regard by many players for the quality of his training sessions and his attention to tactical details. Injuries are regarded internally as being the most significant contributing factor to Chelsea's recent struggles. Other frequent starters not technically on the injured list have been playing with minor physical issues, which is not unusual at this point of a long campaign. Continuing on here, some sources question whether Enzo Maresca might have managed certain situations better, pointing out that none of Chelsea's rivals in the upper reaches of the PL faced as many cases of players angling to leave in the winter. We got 2 more tabs here. While the broad structure of his system has remained consistent this season, he has also garnered credit for his flexibility in making tweaks to individual player roles and positioning from game to game. Continuing on. Chelsea expect a deep club World Cup run from Enzo Maresca, whilst winning the Conference League and qualifying for Champions League are priorities for the club, according to Ben Jacobs. So I think based off what we heard here, I think all those criticisms are pretty valid. I don't think he's lost the dressing room by any means. Obviously, some players wanted to leave, and the players that have left, maybe Renato Vega is really the only one I miss, but I don't think I miss any of the players that have left, to be honest with you.
I don't miss any of them.
Well, the ones that left on loan, you have Felix and Disasi.
Yeah.
Cassidy went on a permanent, so that's four players, and only one of them was an actual sale.
Yeah, and so, if we could sell Felix, that'd be great. Because honestly, I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. Let's be real. I just saw that game.
I don't.
We'll
he's
talk
got
about
no
Felix
real.
as well,
He's got
but
no
yeah.
real use in the squad as well because he doesn't get to have the minutes. And yeah, I agree. Like he isn't good enough to be really like starting that many games and stuff like that. I'd rather him in Cuckoo though. The last few games when he was playing better than Cuckoo for sure.
I'd rather neither personally, but that's just
Yeah, I would sell in Cuckoo end of the season anyway.
sell both of them. Fuck the pair of them.
Always saying, man. Always. Cole Palmer, man, ruining our team.
Oh my god.
Shut up.
Yeah, let's throw Cole Palmer out. Let's throw him out.
I
And
mean,
keep
man,
Felix and Cuckoo.
No, we don't care.
If I may,
Yeah, you may.
Yesterday, scored a goal today, man. The match performance. I want to give him a big shout out to him. You know what I mean? But, Chelsea selling him. Maybe we could have used him today a few times. But hey, maybe that's just me. Joao Felix, I'll be honest, waste of space. But I could have told you that in the summer, and we could have got Samuel Omarodion. But hey, what do I know?
That's not his name, mate. Get it right.
Samu, my apologies, Samu. Thank you very much for reminding me to go on that one.
You're welcome, anytime.
In terms of Nkunku, we could have gotten Nkunku sold. Could have had some other players there if you wanted to, which I agree with that with the panel on. But at the same time, free Nkunku. That's what I've got to say on that. In terms of Renato Vega, he's clear of Levi Colwell, or what's it called, Lamar Samuels, as I like to call him. But we've lost him now because of this gaffer. You know what I mean? Axel the Brick Disasi putting in solid performances as a centre back, not a right back. Just want to make people understand that, please. You know what I mean? Centre back, not as a right back. You know what I mean? Trying to not 6'5", 325 pounds. You know what I mean? Yeah, running back. You know what I mean? Yeah, running down the wings. Yeah, to overlap Madueke. But listen, at the end of the day, man. I just want to put it out there and just say, I'm happy for. Listen, we need to get better players in, and I think the manager needs to also be a little bit more flexible and realize he's got to deal with what he's given.
I think he has been flexible in
now. He's now being flexible because of the injuries, right? The injuries have now.
I think he's been flexible a little bit before as well. Okay, it was down
He's been flexible with the. He's been flexible with the tactics, not with the personnel.
Yes.
Okay, I agree, but he has changed many things. Like early on, like when I think it's Fafana who got injured, so he played Caicedo right back, who inverts into midfield. That's one thing he did.
But Chris, he's not. That's changed. That's called changing the tactics because the guy that was bringing on, because the guy that was still playing. No, but he was. We lost Fafana, right?
And he knows how to deal with it.
Wait. We lost Fafana, but we had Lavia there, who was a regular in his eyes anyway. Legit was a regular in his eyes anyway.
I don't know who's a regular because we've seen it everyone fit once.
He was legit playing all three of our midfielders together pretty much.
No, at the start of the season I agree, but Enzo wasn't in the greatest form though. Now
but
Enzo's
again, barring Enzo was still out of form, and even Enzo was in form, he still played those three together because he wanted to play those three together.
And again with the flexible where he played Nkunku or especially Joao Felix as like another 10 with Cole Palmer and then the one.
How many games did they play that, Chris?
2.
I think it was 3.
Three,
It's
two,
only
like,
two.
no,
So
but I'm
the-
just saying, like, he's done it, and the more recent one where he played like the 4-3-3 with Reece James in midfield, like that's him changing again. Cole Palmer on the right.
He's played Reece James in midfield before though.
No, but like he played a 4-3-3 formation where Reece James played as a DM and Cole Palmer's on the right.
I
and
feel
stuff
like,
that.
again,
he
you're
changed
not-
up completely.
The point you're making is the point we've all made. Like he's willing to change stuff tactically, but not personnel wise. You know, for other Chelsea, mate. Yeah. How
It's
about
hard to do that
How
sometimes
about
when
how
a lot of
about
people get injured
Instead
or-
of telling me, how about instead of telling me to waffle, yeah, you go and do a protest, mate. Yeah. Don't tell me about waffling, yeah.
Armour does
You-
process. He
that's it,
see you. He see you.
I'll see you there, mate. I'll see you there, mate. How about that?
No,
Yeah. Wait.
sometimes
Tommy trying to make
no,
waffles,
I don't
man.
think he has it though. I don't think he has to play it sometimes because like who we
Chris,
bought the
Until
injuries we got-
January, he had the
Yo.
players.
Ahmed's waffling though because like when you look at the center back positions, it's been rotated out. Once Fofana, first of all, you don't want to rotate your center backs that often. Once Fofana fell to injury, then you saw Tosin come into the side, then Badiashile
changed it a lot,
Tosin,
yeah.
then you saw we saw the persistence of right back Disasi from time to time when we wanted to give Gusto a break. We saw Gusto come into the side, then Reece James. Like there's been so much
Okay.
rotation defensively. Then you look at the offense, you saw. We saw the persistence recently of
Sancho, Neto.
Nkunku and Cole Palmer, right? Then he decided, you know what? I'm going to put Pedro Neto on the strike. Then we're going to move Nkunku to the left. You had Nani rotated in on the right side between Nani and Neto constantly. Jaden was in and out of the team. Like,
Okay, Marshall.
outside of
my
the
point- my
midfield,
point-
like,
my-
then
my
what are
argument
the
would-
choices in the midfield?
I would have to disagree with you though, Marshall, because if you look at it from the centre back department, again, you're right to say Tosin's been given quite a bit of a go in that market, but the Sarsi's barely had, I think, less
What
than.
does that mean?
three-
Shit.
Listen, keep hating on my guy Disasi, man. Brick Nation, we are here forever. You know what I mean?
This actually
He's-
sucks,
listen,
man.
He's barely had.
Did he
less
hold
than
4 in
three
his
games.
last game?
No, he only had 3. He barely had 3. He barely had like 3 starts essentially at that position, right for us under Maresca. He was forcibly being played in a right position. You can see he was clearly terrible at. Then look at Vega. Why was Vega not given the chance to actually play left side centre back?
I'll give you that.
Right. That's what you have to look at, right? And then my other argument would say, look at my guy Felix, right? Felix,
Pick up
yeah,
Lewis.
Felix,
This
yeah.
guy.
Listen, this is before the AC man.
Man, my guy Felix.
But
Graceful.
listen, astaghfirullah, man. Astaghfirullah. I beseech myself, man. I have to exercise myself of that nonsense.
Oh, it's nonsense now.
Even while he was rubbish, even though he was rubbish, we still only gave him like 2 chances in the league, which I think was a little bit unfair, right? It was a little bit unfair, if we're being honest, right? Obviously, we've got the hindsight now of like AC Milan, he's just crashing and burning over there, right? At the same time, right? And then you look at it from an attacking perspective, I mean, there's only so much he was doing. He was always playing with like force, he was always playing the 3 same wingers, right? Neto, Sancho, and Madueke, bro. It wasn't really anything else, bro. He's literally having like burger sauce. It's literally having ketchup, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce. You know what I mean? You only got those 3 sauces. You can only play around with those that much. Pause. Crazy. That was crazy, by the way. All right, that was insane. But with you. But that's pretty much it, man.
I don't blame Maresca, by the way, for Vega.
No, but no.
That's on the club floor because like, we have all
man.
these
Disasi, man. Listen, the streets will remember Disasi, man. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck Disasi.
I'm fixing the mic.
Shit.
You know, Scott, man, you hate a lot of players, bro. You know what I mean? I'm
Because they
decent,
suck.
like,
Yeah, that's
You
why.
like a lot of mid
Bro,
players,
dude,
right?
You know what I mean? This guy gleans up Kukurea,
Yeah.
but he can't.
Because Kukurea is
Best left back in
world-class
the
left back.
league.
Yeah, he's a
Respect
world-class
him.
left back.
Yes, I big up Kukurea, who's the best left back in the league. I don't big up shit players, bro.
It's good that you know that he's the best player in the league because you know he's the best left back in the world, isn't it? There we
It's
go.
Kukurea.
Chia Hernandez, let's
It's
go.
not him.
Hang on.
Bro,
Not
he's
right
playing
now.
at all
Milan
today. What are
doing
you
well?
talking about?
You are not saying that, bro. You of all people are not saying that.
After the shit you said about him, like he's dropped tools and all that, he's not playing for the manager.
Listen,
Literally conceded the
2026
cross.
for a
You
match.
are cooking off that, bro.
What's he doing internationally too?
Maths ain't mathin', people.
You know, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
man,
with
keep
no
hating,
Euros.
we'll keep shining, man. Listen. Oi, that is insane, Lewis. Fucking hell. Bro said he was in. Yo, He's getting the CL on the prozzies. If you know, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yo.
He's getting them on the West End. No way, bro. That's crazy. I can't be speaking on that one still. That's crazy stuff, man. I can't say anything.
yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say, like, there are criticisms of Maresca. That much is fair. I feel like
It's my
one thing.
It's
Here's the
bad.
thing. I'll say this in criticism of Maresca, right? One thing that listen, your boy watched some football today, and I watched Strasbourg today, right? Georgi Petrovic, man of the match, bring him back. But one thing that Rosignor has done in Strasbourg that I wish Maresca would have done here at Chelsea is that Rosignor has at least attempted to instill a different system, like a backup system, in case the current system doesn't work. So he was playing with the 4 at the back up until, maybe 60 minutes into the second half. And then he introduced the 3 at the back, teaching the team how to play with 3 center backs. And that's something that we don't have per se. Like we do, but we still persist in keeping the formation that we keep. I think that's something that Maresca probably should have done or tried to instill in the team as form of another way to approach games when the current model doesn't affect the game. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the way we play, it's all on, Maresca, because there are games that we have won, but because of defensive liabilities and bozos in the back, goalkeepers as well, we've lost matches, right? You look at Aston Villa as your most recent example of that, where Jorgensen having a lapse of concentration, concedes that goal, and we lose the game rather than drawing it. It's stuff like that I can't blame Maresca for, but in terms of like maybe having a different approach when you're losing the match against Ipswich, for example, stuff like that, it would be nice to have something else in the back pocket in case your plan A doesn't work. And it probably could have been done, but who knows? The other thing too in this conversation is that we're seeing it now with Joao Felix, right? Where we're just not on the pitch. We're not in the training. And so we don't see how these players train. And as much as I want to get upset about, why aren't you giving Nkunku more minutes earlier in the season and all that stuff? In the back of my head, I'm always thinking like, well, maybe there's a reason to it. I don't understand. But, as hindsight gets bigger and we see the performances that he's put up, it starts to make more sense. So it's not to say like you can't criticize the manager's decisions. Obviously you can, but 9 times out of 10, there's probably a good reason for it. And it's hard to like really crash it on the manager for making certain decisions, especially when Maresca's been keeping us in the top 4 race for pretty much this whole entire season. So you got to give him kudos for that as well. But I feel like I'm glad that he hasn't lost the locker room. I'm glad that there's still backing of him and faith that he's going to, do well. They're expecting a deep run in the Club World Cup. They're expecting top 4, and they're also expecting a Conference League trophy. So I think that's good.
Can I ask you a question, Marshall?
Yeah.
Like, so I think I've got 2 questions. I think part one about the change of the change of having like a plan B. I think something that we just need to realize is just that I think this is like a terminal illness as of right now, which is that a lot of these Gen Z managers, they have plan A only, bro. Right? They have this is my style of play. We may tweak it every now and then to make plan A work, but we don't do plan B here, bro. It's my philosophy. I think by it. That's my here and now, right? Rosignor, in my personal opinion, I think part of the thing with him is that I think he lives in a world where he's still trying to adapt his philosophy, but I think at the same time he also realizes that he needs to kind of get results at the same time, right? Does that make sense? Right? I think that's what it is. Even though I think Maresca has to get results, but I think he has a bit more flexibility, right, in terms of like what he does, if that makes sense, compared to maybe a Rosignor. Because Because Rossinier, I think for me, is a guy that's trying to go up in the market, right? Does that make sense? He's not at his final spot. I think for me, the second thing is, I don't really feel like he can lose dressing room, bro. Can I just be honest about that? Like, I don't know. Like, if he loses the dressing room, what dressing room? These guys are kids. You can't be losing like a dressing room full of kids. Pause. Like, you know, I just don't see that bit happen for me personally. Like, there's no way.
Well, I mean, you can always have players that are frustrated, right? Like, I was under no illusion that this team wasn't bloated. Prior to the January transfer window, we had a pretty bloated squad. Like, he would come out and tell you it wasn't, that he's going to play these players. But, bro, there's a reason why Ben Chilwell wasn't seeing any match day squads. There's a reason why Chukwuemeka wasn't getting any minutes, even in Conference League. Cassidy didn't make the bench half the time unless it was Conference League. Like, we had too many players in the books. And after a while, some of these players start to, you know, form their little groups of players that are disgruntled with the way things are going. And sure, that could spread in a locker room. Like, I have no illusion that he could lose a locker room based on players that are frustrated with their minutes. I also think if we were doing terrible in terms of the league position, if we didn't have as strong of a start to the Premier League, probably would be in trouble right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. In terms of just players believing in what Maresca has to offer. You know, that's where he also gets himself in a bit of a pickle, because you can tell with him, he had these quotes earlier in the season, which was, you know, if they don't believe, they don't play. And you could see that if the players are believing, and the players that don't believe haven't been playing. You have your Nkunku's that obviously a big part of Maresca's style of play is the pressing from the striker. That's why you're seeing the links to Delap, right? You see Nkunku, he doesn't do that. Maybe that's why he hasn't been playing as much. Maybe that's why he's been giving him petty minutes in the Conference League and petty minutes off the bench. You know, it's like, if you don't buy into my system, you don't play. Maybe that also would affect Joao Felix.
But my issue just becomes, if that's not your play, if that's not how the player plays, right? Then I don't really know what you can expect from them, right? That's one thing I have to say. Like, Nkunku, he is, like, I think Nkunku, for example, he was trying. Let me use Nkunku first. Let me use Felix, for example. Felix was actually trying to fit into his system, was doing the pressing and stuff, and was still not getting played, right? For example, Marshall. Even though I don't think he's a good enough player, for example. And he wasn't getting played, right? So we push him to the side, right? But Nkunku, for example, Nkunku is known at RB Leipzig, he wasn't known to be like a direct presser. You know how he works. He tried to, I think at least in the beginning, to do what Maresca was asking of him, but like, you can see it just didn't suit him, if that makes sense. So I feel like at times the man, it's also like a two-way street, where the manager also needs to realize what is the maximum I can expect from this player, and what can I do to maybe tweak what I can do, at times for certain players. Because in Nkunku, bro, whether we like to admit or not, he's a top player, bro. When he's at his best, he is a top player, correct? I think we can all agree on that.
I think that's where the plan B thing comes in, right? Like, if your plan A doesn't work and you have players that can suit potentially a plan B, have a plan B that can be a different style or a different approach to a match. One thing I always admire about... Go ahead, Scott.
What should his plan B be with the players we've got?
I feel like a plan B, the one that I can think of off the top of my head, I feel like a plan B that we could have is to, and people aren't going to like this, but is to potentially have a approach to the game where we're playing a counterattacking style of play. I feel like a counterattacking style of play benefits an Nkunku more so, not because he has pace, but because he does have an ability to link up really pretty well in attacking phases that I feel like we haven't seen too much. And so that's something that could also benefit Palmer. We've seen Palmer and how he can find and ping a long pass during Newcastle. You have a Neto that can also... Neto even came out in an interview saying that he's used to teams playing, you know, constantly putting pressure on him and him finding himself on the break. Stuff like that, really. Like, I know we did have a few transition goals in the beginning of the season that stemmed from the pressing that we were doing, but I feel like maybe now a plan B could be potentially a counterattacking style of play where we just sit back, take on pressure, which I know it's not ideal either because we don't have the best defense, but you sync up pressure. Maybe a Caicedo dispossesses the ball in our defensive area and finds a Palmer, finds a Neto, finds a Nkunku, and maybe that's a plan B.
I think it's a bit of a quality problem as well because we saw in the last game Enzo should have had 2 or 3 assists, and those were him playing balls in behind on the break, and our players didn't finish. Those were counters.
Let me explain the issue with what you said, Marshall. Number one,
Sure.
in order to play it, number one actually is we already have played counter-attacking this season. We did it in the last game. One of the goals we scored against Southampton was through counter-attacking. I'm pretty sure the Enzo goal. No, not the Southampton, it was Villa. The Enzo goal. I'm pretty sure that came from counter-attacking, if memory serves me right.
Yes, you're correct.
The other issue we have, number one, is in order for us to do counter-attacking, that requires the other team to have the ball. Most teams we come up against in the league will not have the ball. We will have more of the ball than they will. Most teams. Like, unless you're going to face Southampton, Ipswich, and Arsenal, not Arsenal, City, who changed up the way they wanted to play. Like, there are so few teams who are going to want to possess the ball against us, which means the only times we can really counter-attack is through turnovers in midfield. The issue with that is, and this is the second issue, part of the reason we can't counter-attack is that our attackers can't keep hold of the ball in situations up front.
Yeah, that's a big issue, yeah.
The third issue is from a tactical perspective, in terms of a personnel. How many of our current team who are fit a counter-attacking team? Because I would argue it's one.
Neto, you could say, right?
He's the only one.
He's the one you could say, obviously, like, hand on heart, he can definitely do counterattack. I think Cole, although he might not have the pace, he has the long ball passing ability. Like, he could find a ball over the top, or he can find a long pass to a
I remember he actually did that.
Yeah. With Nkunku, my argument mostly stands on the fact that what we were seeing with Pochettino in the preseason, how he was able to play there, and also how, I'm not going to say that I've seen Nkunku play at Leipzig, but because of just the manner of the league and the high line and the amount of space in behind, I feel like that's something that Nkunku could benefit from as well. So I'll give you those 3. But those 3 could be enough to give you something, especially a Neto.
So you're referring to an Nkunku whose performance you're referring to of a preseason from 2 years ago.
Last season, but yeah.
It's going to be 2 years. So 2 years ago, we're 3 months away from 2 years ago, basically. 2 years ago, preseason in the US, where we saw him for a grand total of 2 to 3 games. 2 games. I think it was 2 to 3 games.
It was 3
Not
games.
even a full preseason.
Mm-hmm.
That is what we're relying on for Christopher Nkunku.
And plus, it's only preseason. It's not like
He's also done it in
hold on.
Bundesliga, I'm sure.
Yeah. But
No, not to the extent. You know how many of the runners Leipzig had in that team.
they
that
had
he was in?
what's his name? They did have.
I don't
one
know,
runner.
I was going to say, with Leipzig, the thing with Leipzig, especially when he was playing under Nagelsmann, which was the most successful period, they played a mixture between a high pressing system, but they also played a bit of a possession system because Nagelsmann changed things up. Like the typical Red Bull way of playing is high pressure, like full intensity. He still did that to an extent, but it wasn't fully that. It was also with some elements of possession.
Mm-hmm.
And when Nkunku played, I'm trying to think of like when he played, he often either played as like a false 9 because they didn't really have a striker, or he was playing as like one of the 2 wingers / 10s, whatever they played, like because they play like a 3-4-3.
On the right side predominantly.
So yeah, so oftentimes he was the one like crashing the box late or whatnot. Like it's just like I said, Marshall. I understand this like different way of playing,
and it's not always great being married to your system. But unfortunately, with the way our squad is composed, even if everyone was fit, we still don't really have to play. Like, you've got two wingers really who want ball to feet. One gets in behind sometimes, but it's not consistent. You've got one winger who would get in behind consistently. You've got a number 10 who wants ball to feet. You've got a number 8 who wants ball to feet. You've got a striker who wants to drop deep, link with ball to feet, but can also do the link in behind or the run in behind. And then we've got a back line who can't withstand pressure.
100%.
And we don't hold on to the ball easy enough in attacking areas. Like, we lose the ball too easily and turn it over for us to be able to do this different style of play. And so I completely understand like why we're not changing up. Obviously, I want something about the plan A to change. Like, I think we could play quicker. I think we've shown that this season. We showed that against Villa. We can play plan A, but play it with more intensity, and that still works. But yeah, I just don't think he can change it up outside of that. And on Maresca quickly, I think with the like player rotation, I think two things can be true. I think he didn't fully utilize certain players in the squad more that he should have done. I would say Vega, for example.
Yeah.
He's pretty much the only one. Jorgensen, I think, start the season, but we know why that wasn't the case. Outside of those, like, the attack, I think he's been vindicated by. And Nkunku has stanked the pitch up in damn near every game he's played, regardless of whether he scored or not. Felix, the less said about him, the better, I'll be completely honest.
Especially when AC Milan, they are fucking pissed.
Bro, I'm seeing every single week after every game, the media in Italy cooking him. Every game, cooking
Scott,
him.
the craziest, genuinely one of the craziest football quotes I've ever seen in my life, bro.
The good looking one?
Felix. Yeah, like
Yeah.
he played as what was it again? Like was it something
like if he plays as good as he looks, he would have won the Ballon d'Or or something like that.
Yeah, tough insane like that, bro.
He's as handsome as he is useless.
Yes,
he's as handsome as he
Might
is
as
useless,
well,
bro.
Might as well
What
bring
a
this up
crash
then.
out.
Here,
He's
I'll
shit.
bring this up.
And some
I'll
of
bring
us
this
tried
up.
to tell you that he should. Bro, hang on. Is this a Milan fan? Oh, it is indeed. I've typed in Joao Felix's name on Twitter to try and find these quotes that I saw earlier, and the first thing I see from a Milan fan, Joao Felix is the biggest false image in football. If he wasn't a footballer, he'd be a crypto scammer.
Yep,
So
straight up.
I'm gonna bring it back a bit. I'm gonna bring it back a bit to when soon after the window closed. These were some of the things coming out on Felix, and then we'll actually get into the Felix topic because I did have that lined up.
Shit.
Felix, I've joined Milan on loan, but there's a chance to stay beyond this season. I'd be happy. This is a top European club. I'm here. I'm already in love with everything here. Kaká was my idol. Inter were also keen, but for me, it was impossible as I wanted Milan. This also came out that it's important to clarify that Joao Felix left Chelsea because he personally asked for a new opportunity, according to Fabrizio. Felix didn't play as much as he wanted this season, and Joao and his agent George Mendes felt a move was needed to revive his career and find more game time from now till June. So fast forward till now, this is exactly what you guys are talking about. He is as handsome as he is useless, an Italian journalist said. Continuing on, Joao Felix versus Bologna, 0 goals, 0 assists, 0 everything all across the freaking board. He started the game as well and was hooked 61 minutes into the game. Pretty much invisible performance. Chelsea loanee Joao Felix has been slammed by the Italian press following AC Milan's latest defeat. Newspaper Corriere della Sera gave Felix a 4.5 match rating and added, "The worst on field, you can't see him, you can't hear him, never a play, even his own players avoided him." Joao Felix left Chelsea for Milan on loan earlier this month, swapping the Conference League for Champions League. After just 2 UCL games, Milan have been knocked out. And then to sign Joao Felix, there are two options between 41 million euros and 45 million euros in the summer of 2025, between 31 million euros and 33 million in the summer of 2026 by extending the loan with a mandatory purchase option. Now it's up to the Portuguese talent to prove he's worth the investment. And a few other things in relation to AC Milan we can bring up to the discussion is Chelsea have asked about Tijani Reinders for the summer window. He will soon extend, and his will is to stay. But if AC Milan does not qualify for Champions League, all offers for top stars will be evaluated, included Rafa Leao, and that's coming from Matthew Moreto. Chelsea have made contact to find out if Rafa Leao's situation ahead of the summer transfer window. Jorge Mendes will be key. AC Milan do not view Leao as unsellable. And then last, also from that match, Chelsea identified Bologna's central defender Sam Buekema as a potential transfer target and sent
he's pretty good this season. I won't lie.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot there to digest.
So listen, where do you want to start, Marshall? Do you want to start with the? We can
start
with
with Felix.
Yeah.
Even today, he had a shit
as you guys
performance,
know, I am genuinely the resident Serie A watcher here, right? Because you guys know I watch Serie A regularly. Scott knows this too, because like he knows the time, and I'm talking about these guys on a regular basis. Genuinely speaking, yeah, Felix is actually harming the team. Like, you know, so one of the players you actually mentioned is
Reinders. Oh my god.
Right? And Tijani Reinders is like, he's probably, in my personal opinion, he's better than Enzo when it comes to box crashing, by the way, and actually getting the goal. He's genuinely that's like his bread and butter basically, right?
I like tiki-taka passes, like close control passing.
I like the thing for me is that because Felix is there now, he's been basically forced into a double pivot, and that's hurting his game.
Yep.
You've then got playoff P, aka playoff Pulisic, as many of you guys know around here. You know, I mean, the fellow compatriot Marshall. He's lost all confidence since Pulisic is there, since Joao Felix has been there. Joao Felix is also occupying his place in the 10 role as well. So Pulisic has gone to shit. And Pulisic is like their best player. Like, genuinely speaking, I hate on Pulisic, you know that too. But he's actually been he was really good for them, bro. And like, he just fell off a cliff since Joao Felix has come there too. I don't want to speak about Leao, and I won't speak because, like, I'll be honest, Leao, man, the last 2 seasons, Leao football, it's not looking good, bro. Man.
If he's 60 million, I'll take him. Nothing more.
But we'll talk about him later.
No, I don't want him.
Listen, we'll talk about him later, guys, because it's crazy because you guys know I came back from a stream when I watched this guy in the UCL when he beat him 3-0, and I was glazing this brother from where he is right now, but it's crazy. Santiago Jimenez, I'm gonna give him grace because he's like, and he's not even getting any service. But like, yes, the AC Milan team has been terrible, but he just made it worse from an attacking perspective at the end of the day. And I don't even think he's gonna get sold to AC Milan. Generally, I think they're gonna reject
No, they don't
want
him.
Yeah, and then for me, the problem becomes, right, we're now technically stuck with Felix, bro, because I don't know, like, the only thing I can see happening is what was happening to him at Atletico, where he goes out on loan.
No, Ahmed, we have one hope, my friend. He is Emery's love child. He is Emery's wet dream.
I get what you mean, Corey P, but I think these performances, bro.
It's not even that, bro. Like, I think it's more likely they make Asensio and Rashford, or at least Asensio, permanent.
Maybe Rashford, you know, the way Rashford's moving right now, bro.
Maybe Rashford as well, but like, if Asensio goes there, bro, like, he's going to start over Felix. So,
but I think Felix, you might need to start learning Arabic, my friend.
Hey, start learning Chinese.
It's crazy, you know, his career fall off, bro. It has to be studied because
it's jokes.
It's actually.
Do you guys think it was always overrated though?
But no, because the problem. Listen, I'd have to disagree, Scott, because I remember when he got like 17 or 19 goals, right, in the season, and it was the season they won the league, right? I remember that was like peak Felix, bro. Everything was working. Was like,
dude, you're so away from the mic. It sounds. I'm sorry.
I don't care, man. I don't care. Fuck, listen, you know what?
Then unplug it, bro.
Max game. This is Max game. I hope you enjoy gaming like this now.
This is good.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot better.
I'm actually hear you.
Okay. Listen. Yeah. So the point I'm just trying to make is that
his microphone pointed backwards.
No, it's not. I just increased my game by half. I increased the game by half on
more, I swear.
No, the problem with him was, as I was saying, like with Joao Felix, like I remember the streets, man. Scott does not like him, but Scott rates guys like Cucurella. But listen, you know, I don't want to speak too much on that. But we move again. Listen, Cucurella was trash.
What? Disrespectful.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make, Joao Felix genuinely was at his peak at the Atletico season when Atletico won the league. I think he got 17 or 19 goals that season. he was at the center of the universe at the time, bro. I remember watching those games, bro, and I was like, this guy, he's the real deal. I genuinely feel.
Can I break some news too? He's never scored 17 or 19 goals.
When was it though? It was a season that I know he was the season.
I'm looking at Chris
in all competition.
It was
it wasn't even all competition. I'm literally.
Why do I think of it? Why am I thinking that?
It must have been Benfica.
You're thinking of Benfica when he scored 15 goals.
Okay, maybe yeah. I just remember this guy. Maybe it was the Benfica days, but I know when he won the season they won the league, he was still impacting them, right? He was still impactful even the season that he won the league, right? And I remember thinking, this guy, he's got it all. But I genuinely think the problem with him was that going to Atletico harmed him so much because of the way they play, the way he was playing. It just never worked, bro. I think he went to the wrong environment, and that basically just killed him, bro. Yeah, I think you know what also hurt him too. I generally believe on some level he also has an attitude issue. You know, I don't like to use that term because, like, you know, it can be used a bit derogatory against like certain players. But with him, I generally think there's also like an attitude issue with him, where he feels like he's meant to be like the main man of the team. And like, you know, even right, because like, you know, look at the way some of the Chelsea players, bro. They see the way they used to speak about him just this year. Like, they don't know that. Oh, this is Joao Felix, bro. Oh, elite. Go on, Joao. Like, bro, these guys are mesmerized by him, right? People are so mesmerized by him that they don't see that he's the problem. That's my problem with him. I'll be real.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The way he's destroying Reinder's career in AC Milan since he's entered is freaking amazing. This Reinder's guy was probably the best 8 in the league for the past year and a half, and he joins his team, and Reinders has turned to dog shit. I watched this man box crash like a madman, cover ground, make intricate plays in the box, and it all goes away because baby Kaká, this man who makes a living off looking like Kaká's love child. I swear to God, man. I swear to God, just get him off the team. If Joao Felix has some nudes on Emery, I don't know what it is, get him gone to Villa. I don't care what the offer is, take it and run the fuck away from this guy, dude. I'm so sorry. And can we stop? And sorry, last thing.
Yeah.
The ownership.
He's not Cruyff. Just let him know.
Yeah. Anyways, Igbali. I don't know what Portuguese women that Mendes is hooking you up with, but why do you need to buy every Mendes player for the past? Man. It must be. See
how many prostitutes you talk today, bro. What's going on, Sarty and him?
Because I don't know what's happened with Baghdad, but man went for Neto with the side deal of us getting Felix, and now there's going to be apparently a swap move, or we're going for Leao and a swap move for Felix. Can we have some partnership with other agents that have better players than mid Portuguese level talents?
Say no to Portugal, man. Say no to Portugal.
No. How about this? Can we just say no to Mendes? He right now controls most of the mid Portuguese players in this world. After Cristiano Ronaldo, when Cristiano Ronaldo left, he controls all the talent that's mid as fuck. Mid as goddamn fuck. Rafael.
CP, what about this one?
Yeah, no. Anything over 60 million, even £1 over 60 million, I don't want this deal.
I'll be real, man. We criticize Madueke on a weekly basis. He's become Madueke, bro. I hate to put it like that. Generally, he's become like that, bro.
I know. He's worse in a sense of, like, he's not a worse player, obviously, but my issue with Leao is it's another player we'd get that wouldn't fit the system. Like, he doesn't do any defensive work, 100%. Which is not what Maresca wants from his wingers. He wants wingers that are going to be defensively, like, solid, even if they're not incredible. Like, they have to at least be competent. He does nothing defensively. He does literally nothing.
Like today's game, I just saw him walking back
and nothing offensively. To be honest,
I watched the clip. I watched the clip the other day. I can't remember what game it was. He got subbed in a game after about 60 minutes, and after 5 minutes in that game was walking around while the ball was being played in their attack. Like, the ball was in their half. Was in the other team that they were playing against had the possession of the ball, and he's walking around.
You know what it is with him. Him and Theo Hernandez here have down tools, by the way. That's like something that's like known. Like, this season they didn't just decide to down tools.
Yeah, this season, but
Bro,
last season too, he been shit.
But the thing was, but listen, that was obviously playing a part of it. But like, if you look at him last season, bro, as well, like the first touch, bro, is actually criminal, bro.
Yeah,
you know, we cook our players sometimes for some of our, bro. His first touch, bro. Lord have mercy on my soul. Lord have mercy on my soul. That's how bad his first touch has become. Like, and the thing is now, yeah, you know, like we cook Madueke about, you know, oh, he's not making a decision making correctly fast enough. This guy just dribbles into people. He's doing a Mudryk. He's
trying to be like today. I saw it clear. I was like, bro, this guy's trying to be the star. Like he just wants to take on the whole team by himself.
Marshall, Ahmed is spot on. He is literally 2 extra goals more than Madueke. He's just 2 extra goals more than Madueke. Straight up.
Like, the thing is, yeah, we put Madueke.
Tracks back.
Madueke. The thing about Madueke is, yeah, at least Madueke can get past his man. Yeah, after that we can criticize the shooting, the passing, the crossing. Madueke's even got a better crossing package than him now. I remember the game. What was the game you played midweek? You played the midweek game.
Please.
The game against Bologna, yeah. He couldn't even do what Madueke does, which is you know that new signature thing that Madueke's got where he in-swings the cross into like this. He can't even do that, bro. It's actually terrible. Like,
bro, Marsh, Ahmed, the game against Torino that they lost, he got subbed off at half time.
He got subbed off at half time. I was watching that one. Yo, but like the thing is, yeah, his attitude, with all due respect, like is not good enough right now. Yeah, he's down in tools. Yeah. We don't want to be adding this type of guy into the squad because, like, listen, because if Maresca says something wrong way to him once, bro, yo, we're down to basically like 10 men, bro. You know what I mean? We're legit down to 10 men.
Can we say no to George Mendes?
Leao's at 24, if I'm not mistaken. He's 24.
He's 24, 25. Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's sad.
Like this is one. You know who he reminds me of? Yeah, someone just put him into one. Zaha. Yeah, the thing though, with Zaha. Yeah, Zaha can get past his man. The issue with Zaha was always the way he used to move. He used to move like he was the big dog. That's why he was always at Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Like that's the issue.
Right now, Leao has 6 goals and 6 assists in 25 games. Tell me that doesn't scream Nani Madueke this season. That's Nani Madueke stats this season. That's Nani Madueke stats this season.
It's
the
not
thing
good.
is, it's like we said, like I think he's a good player, and like despite the issues he is having this season, I think there is a great player in there. The issue just becomes he doesn't fit the system, and that's ultimately I think is like if you're just going to buy Maresca players that don't fit his system, we're going to be in the same issue with guys like Felix and Nkunku at the moment, where like it's not working because you're buying him players that don't suit what he wants to do, which is stupid.
You would literally need to buy a left back. Actually. It's a system, right? You're saying, Scott, it is a system. But if we had another manager, right, that didn't have this system, you could get away with a Cucurella that does all the work, the defensive work.
No, you couldn't.
He doesn't have
there are systems where
I
don't think Vinicius
comes
back and tries.
The problem is in the Premier League, you can't in the Premier League, bro.
No, I think you could. You could. You'd have to mold the system around him. Where you'd have to make the left centre mid, basically in our system, Caicedo would have to play left centre mid. So you'd have him and Cucurella covering and doing all the defensive work for Leao on that side. But you can't do that because that would require someone else to play DM, which no one else could. It also means Enzo, who prefers playing on the left, would have to play on the right. Which even though he prefers playing on the left, like you'd have to move so much. You'd have to move so much in our team and our system.
And the only part I disagree is Cucurella would still not work because we would need a left back that would be Alphonso Davies level in terms of recovery pace. That's why Theo Hernandez works, because that man is quick as shit. You basically need an equivalent of a Kyle Walker on the left side for just recovery pace, because the second Leao loses the ball up top and he needs an overlapping left back, that overlapping left back would need to sprint down just to cover the space that now is open.
Yeah. You know what? At the end of the day, boys, listen, I just don't think Leao was good enough just for the team. I would argue the same thing about Felix.
Money, and the rumored money is going to be apparently 80 million.
They're going to ask for a lot of money.
The rumored is 80 million. I would pay, and you know what? I'm not doing a full remontada, but I would rather pay 80 million for a Barcola than a Leao this year.
That
No,
is
no,
all
no. I would
the-
pay the 80 million straight off of Barcola, bro.
Yeah,
That's
straight up.
guaranteed.
And
I don't even do.
getting
Yeah.
rather than
Gittins, I would go for 50 million.
Let's have it
I'm
right.
just telling you players I'd rather pay 80 million for rather than Leao,
Yeah.
which would be Gittins
I'd rather have got-
In terms
I'd
of
rather
that,
got-
go
I'd
ahead,
rather
Scott.
got KK. I'd rather got KK.
Yeah, but that's not happening.
Yeah. Hey, listen, listen. In terms of like, obviously, we've spoken about. I feel like we've spoken about this guy quite well. But in terms of like Tijani Reinders, if you want to go to him quickly,
Oh,
I
please,
think for
thank
me,
get him.
you know,
If you could make this happen, Chelsea,
well,
bro,
chill.
I think
Tranquilo,
but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if the board can somehow make this happen,
No.
I think
And
they
Joao
will
Felix
win
leaves the
over
other way.
so many
And Joao Felix
fans.
leaves the other way, yes.
I
No,
think
it
the
wouldn't
thing with
win over so
Tijani
many
Reinders
fans.
is that,
No,
listen,
it wouldn't. Why?
It's no. I think for me, Tijani Reinders, listen, he's a great broadcaster. I can respect that about him and everything like that. The other all-around game is not great. So I think for me, I've already got into already doing the box crashing. I still believe that he can get better, even though I don't rate him that much. I don't think we need him, bro. So with that being said,
I would take him for depth.
But the thing is, you already got. I feel like again, from a depth
Oh,
perspective, we don't need him. We generally. You got Santos there now, bro. Like Santos can do that box.
Yeah,
crashing
I'll
as well.
admit.
Yeah, but
we don't need him.
I would
Yeah,
put him
I'll
at a
admit we
6.
don't
Yeah.
No, I would just put Santos at a 6. I'm not gonna put Leslie Ugochukwu. We're not gonna do this Leslie Ugochukwu hype with his in Southampton.
Why are you hating
We're
on
gonna-
Chiku, bro? Show some respect to my wing centre, man.
no, because I'm saying if we're gonna knock on wood, because all of us want this, if we're gonna be in the Champions League, the amount of because Lavia is a ghost, he doesn't exist in my mind. He's not gonna exist until he plays 15 games next season. If he plays next 15 games, he's a real person.
Yeah, even
Until then, he's a
Reece James said that.
figment of my imagination. So besides that, all we would have that's of quality that can play week in and week out Premier League and Champions League is Enzo, Caicedo, and Santos.
Chuku Mecca.
And Leslie.
I wouldn't say Leslie right now.
I would.
Of
In the
playing
Premier
week in,
League, I'm
week
more
out.
than happy with that. Yeah, I'm more than happy him playing Premier League and playing against lower level Champions League teams. Like Leslie can play against a Steaua Bucharest or like whoever. Like he can play against these teams. And also, in the way I'm setting the team up, I'm having Santos as the 8 and I'm having Leslie as the 6. We don't need another midfielder. We already have too many. Like we already have more than enough midfielders. Like this would just be stockpiling for the sake of stockpiling.
Yeah, we don't need that, man. Listen,
Yeah, well,
Midfield is the last. Midfield is the last position I'm touching in this team.
yeah.
again, guys, we don't need. Listen, we've got too many Plan Bs. You know what I mean? We need to rely on Plan A at some point. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean. That's all. Let's go.
I don't know what you mean.
What?
But what I do need to see
Huh?
is the work rate of this
See,
chat
remind them not
not
get that
being
joke
Leao's
recently.
work rate. All right, smash up that like button if you haven't done so already. We're nearly 60 of you are watching, but we only have 20 likes. That's like Leao's.
Essugo
work rate.
Nation.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. It's not good. Good
Okay.
stats here.
Enzo Caicedo.
Okay. The next segment I wanted to go to, and that was a brilliant segment on Joao and stuff. We definitely needed to talk about that because a lot of people have been hyping him up, and the hype is just not living up to expectation. Leadership. Leadership's been something that's been brought up recently in terms of our group, and
Shout
I
out Tom
guess
for posting, man.
some people have an issue with who is in that leadership bracket, I guess. But I mean, let's bring it up. Let's discuss. Let's see how you guys feel about it.
I've got
so-
comments on this, you know. But we'll
Sure. Let's get to the tweets and then we'll get to your comments, Ahmed. Okay. So the first tweet I have here is after the second loss to Brighton, a group of Chelsea seniors players initiated a team meeting at Cobham. Frank words were exchanged. Some of the key points made were that standards in training needed to improve. The players needed to be more serious and together, and that individual egos and ambitions must be set aside for the good of the team. Some of the Chelsea squad had harbored concerns about the level of leadership shown during the bad run, but the day after the meeting, Reece James and others in leadership group, which is fluid around the edges but includes at its core Fernandes, Caicedo, Colwell, Tosin, and Bettinelli, arrange a team meal in a further attempt to bring the players closer together. After the loss to Villa, TV footage captured Enzo Fernandez's fighting back tears as he apologized to the Chelsea fans in the dressing room. Some of his teammates were lying on the floor in exhaustion. James volunteered himself to answer questions from the media. And then lastly, we have here that Marcus Bettinelli will remain as a capable third-choice backup next season and is part of the leadership as one of the longest-serving members of the squad. A bit to consume there. I mean, I know a lot of the younger players in our team do look up to Bettinelli, as he is one of the older
Look
heads
up
in the room.
third choice goalkeeper. Fuck my life, man.
I mean,
He's not providing
nice.
anything like in terms of on the pitch.
What is he providing?
Yeah.
What is he
He's
providing
just
besides
he's a
good vibes?
personality in the locker room. That's it.
Bettinelli hasn't played a competitive game in nearly 3 years.
Marshall, you don't have to pay me 20 to 30K a fucking week to provide good vibes for this team. What are we doing? We're having a man be paying 20 to 30K a week just for the vibe. Yeah, what are you showing, bro?
32. Yeah,
he's 32 years old.
He's 32 years
Not
old.
bad
yeah.
age.
He's the oldest.
Bettinelli's there for the English quota. Let's just be real with
that's
it. You know,
also
that's
true,
the
yeah.
only reason.
We have nothing. We got Raksaki and all these men.
Yeah, but you need. Listen, as much as I don't think like Bettinelli's the guy, like
Fuck you, Jez. Fuck you, Jez. You know what I mean? Fuck you, man. You're absolutely a fucking wanker, Jez. You know that, right? Right? I hope Borussia Dortmund get relegated.
aggressive behavior towards the crowd. Warning.
Bro, he's
Aggressive
old young
behavior
warning.
towards chat.
No, but he knows that's gonna get a rise out of me. That's why he said that's what you put in there.
Yeah, you're a professional streamer, man. You gotta know how to act.
He's already on a yellow. It should be red, right?
Yeah, it should be red.
He's
That's
on a
not
warning.
work.
He's on a
I'm
warning.
a heel. Yeah.
Look, you said that. Look at what you said in the chat, bro. Am I not allowed to crash out about what you said in chat?
What
Look at the last comment.
Yeah,
I'm a heel.
yeah, man. You know, he's pulling John Cena, man. That's cool.
That's kind of crazy, but it's okay.
Yes,
give-
but like
give yellow-
the
we'll
reason
give
why I
yellows to
was
Jackson.
showing, the reason why I was actually showing Bettinelli's age, by the way, Bettinelli's 32 years old, chat.
Yeah, he's grandpa.
Yeah. He's the oldest player in the whole squad.
Can you go back to the list of players, by the way? There's like a list of players. Can you go back to it? Can you go back to that, please? Yeah. Oh, you don't have it. There's like a list of players. All right, so let's start with this. Yeah. An alleged racist, a guy that can barely speak English, a guy that is always crashing and burning in front of the referee,
Wait,
Uncle.
you can both speak
uncle,
Uncle.
and the guy who has never had like a single appearance for us. It's our leadership group.
I mean, Ahmed, we did have John Terry as a leader, so.
Yeah, and now we have Bettinelli, man. Now we have a third choice goalkeeper. God damn.
Did I mean, Marshall? Like,
Wait, who can't speak English?
I deep in that, Marshall. You know what I mean?
I'm not that. I really don't think it's that crazy.
It is.
I'm trying to make fun of it. It's a funny thing. It's not.
I do wish it was better players like a Thiago Silva or like Kimmich.
Thiago Silva was not a leader at Chelsea. Can you stop this, please? As well, by the way. He couldn't speak the language, bro. He couldn't speak the language. So like he was quite limited, bro. It was, at the time, yeah, I'm not even trying to. This is not me cooking
Yo,
Thiago Silva.
you know what's
You led
crazy?
that back line
You literally
really well.
sound like Poch. You literally sound like Poch. I'm going to make Ben Chilwell and Reece James captains because they're English.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
But genuinely speaking, the reason why, but I think if you look at it realistically, right, this is me being like honest, right, on some level. Like, let's be honest about all of us here, right? At the Poch period, we had a lot more English players, right? We had a lot more English players.
What do you mean by that, Adrian?
Wait, what do you mean? We had a lot more English players, Marshall. We had a lot more.
Adrian's comment here.
Right, no, I'm being serious though. But last season we had a lot more English players in the team, right? And obviously Thiago Silva can barely speak English, right? It's gonna be hard for you to communicate, bro. When the vast majority of the squad that you're playing is English.
Wait, Ahmed, let's go through the team because let's go to the team. Cucurella, who's Spanish, he can speak that. 3 men who are French in the starting lineup.
But he probably can't even speak proper French. I'll be real, like he hasn't speak French
for 5 years.
Have you ever been speak French?
Just because you can't learn French, it doesn't mean other men can't learn French.
He was in the UK for 4 years.
But Ahmed, they spoke French at the back. They said it. They spoke French to each other.
As Piliqueta said, he speaks French to him.
Yeah.
Because they're both multilingual. So you got 3 people French. Okay, Gusto was a right back. We have 2 center backs who are French speaking. On top of that, Caicedo is Spanish speaking with Enzo Fernandez. That's more than half, and Sanchez. More than half our team is languages, and he only needs to talk to them. He's talking to the back line, who he can communicate with all of them, and it's 2 midfielders who's protecting.
That's not the whole 22-man squad.
I'm talking about the starting 11. I haven't counted the other French man we have and other guys.
Oh, listen. But the thing is, when you are captain of a 22-man squad, not a starting 11 though.
Okay, so that's like saying an English. Okay, so if Enzo Fernandez can't speak English well, he also can't understand English well. So Reece James talking to him in English isn't going to do shit for him, is it?
Well, listen.
The only
Yeah,
thing
that's
like,
what I
Tell him
thought.
to learn some English, man.
That's
Tell him
what I
to learn some
Right,
English. How about that?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
the only thing I can like agree with is the locker room when like half time and stuff. He won't have to like speak to like everyone, but
Yes.
that's mainly the manager's job anyway to speak to him anyway. But like,
Thank you.
Listen,
There's
why
other people
am I
that
getting
seem
cooked
good
for?
anyway.
Why am I getting cooked for like a valid take here? What's going on,
no,
man?
but he was still a leader at Chelsea.
The comments. I'm just looking at. I'm just reading the comments, man. The comments are trying to cook me for this. Like, what's going on?
You know, as they should.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Getting called EDO, like chill out, man. I'm not an EDO member, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not a cocaine sniffer either, Jess. So like, have shame, please. You know what I mean? What is going on here?
I can understand.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, Scott. Oh my god.
I personally don't think this is that big of an issue. Like, I do have
I
a
see
problem
a
with
couple good leaders
Colwell
there.
being
Where's
on
Reece James in
the
this one, I
list,
think?
to be honest.
I will take Jess. I will take Jess. Learn our name,
Like,
please.
I feel like Cucurella is probably on this list, but wasn't mentioned. But Colwell, I have an issue with because of his attitude. Reece James wasn't mentioned. Well, actually, he was mentioned.
He is up
earlier,
there.
but,
Yeah.
The thing
he
is,
up there.
Marshall.
Bettinelli,
Like, this is-
I can see as just being the older figure. That is just he's
The
just wise,
granddad.
right?
He's the granddad.
He's the
That's
granddad.
what
I mean,
yeah.
literally, you watch these videos of these Chelsea players, and they always refer to him for like knowledge and advice because he's the older guy.
But the thing is, Marshall, what I would say to you though, yeah,
players.
but I hate to say it like this, but this is like a PR brief at the same time, right? You know what I mean? So they would be telling you if Cucurella was like a leader in the group, man. Come on, you know that too, Marshall. You know that they would be saying Cucurella is one of those guys. And just how dare you? How dare you? Yeah.
I'm gonna, Jez,
Thank you, Jez.
you're one of the first to get a yellow in the chat.
Oh, be honest.
Thank you,
be
Jess.
honest.
That's
Thank you.
crazy. That's
Thank you.
crazy behavior.
Thank you,
Jez.
Marshall, for
I'll
thank you for
give
giving me a yellow
a
card.
I'll pay
Thank you,
whatever
I'll
I
give
Marshall.
you a
need.
yellow for that
That's
one.
funny.
Jez, I won't let you
Thanks.
be silenced. Hashtag freedom of speech.
Jez,
Hashtag silence, Jess. Hashtag silence, Jess.
Jez is the first chat member to get a yellow in the history of this channel. So congratulations, Jez.
Yeah,
that was a
man.
crazy
Look
comment.
at you, man. Striving for
Yeah.
But like, do you get my point, Marshall? Right? In terms of like, if Cucurella
really.
was no, this is a PR brief,
No,
bro.
not
They would
really.
be hyping up Cucurella, bro. If he was a part of this, listen, they legit would be telling he's a part of the leadership group, bro. If that was true,
I think he is.
No.
Marshall, if he was, this is
I mean,
again, this is a
No,
PR
the
brief.
reason, the reason
Again,
I'm saying
keyword
it, though,
I'm
is
using-
'cause literally
I'm-
the manager came out and said it.
Brother, listen, again, I don't. The manager can say one thing, but this is literally club PR.
They're-
The
yeah,
club
this is
PR.
their
Listen,
brief, yeah.
Cucurella stocks at the highest they've ever been right now. They would be pushing him if he was a part of this
Yeah.
group. I'm being so serious, Marshall.
He's one of the players that us unanimously as a fan base like right now.
Now, right now,
Unanimously,
yes.
They would be pushing
He
him
gets
like
no hate
crazy.
now, bro. He
No
gets
one
all
hates
hype, sadly.
I guess.
Sadly. Huh?
Yeah, hold that, you fraud.
Yeah. Fraudulent.
I mean,
Honor.
Cucurella
But-
leads
right, like,
for me anyway. Like,
You know,
on the field.
listen, there's not even Reece James in this, Marshall. So, like,
He is.
He was.
Right.
He was
no, in the list of the. Oh,
No,
sorry, my
not in
bad.
the core group.
My
Not in the
apologies.
core group. Not in
Just
the core
Reece
group.
James.
He was-
But not in the core group, but not in the core group, right? But he's
No,
obviously
no,
the,
it's
obviously,
the
yeah.
core
No,
group.
Well,
he's
that's-
in there.
He's the
What
main
is
It's
it?
guy.
implied he's the captain of the club.
What's wrong with you, Ahmed? It literally says right here, Reece James and
No,
others
he's
in the
not the
leadership
captain.
group,
Oh, my
which
apologies.
is fluid around the edges, but includes at its core.
Wait,
Ahmed, he's the
Yeah,
main
so
guy.
so they're saying Cucurella is not even in the at the core group, Marshall. They're saying it's a sideman. How do you feel about
Marshall,
that,
can I
Marshall?
say
Fluid
something?
at
It
the
don't
edges.
matter.
Marshall,
It don't
can I say
matter.
something?
Say it's a
Sorry.
sideman, Marshall.
One sec, Marshall, can I say something? I just want to say one something. The
What?
guy who said we need an English speaker couldn't even read English. You know what I'm saying? That's the ironic part. This man couldn't even read
No, I
English.
didn't even know, but I was listening.
No,
I'm not
He
reading
didn't
this.
read it,
I'm
yeah.
not listening. I'm listening. So, listen, what can I say?
You know what I'm
Wait.
saying?
Mm.
Proper EDL behavior, you know what I'm saying?
Proper
Jeez
average
Louise,
consumer
mate.
behavior.
But at the end of the day, guys, man, listen.
Brexit
We've got
means
two.
Brexit.
Listen, a lot of these lads are too young. Pause. You know what I mean? But like, we need some age. You know what I mean? We need some age. We need some maturity.
If you hadn't said pause, then nothing would have been wrong. But because you said pause, it just ruined it.
Oh, no, but generally, we need age, like, if that makes sense. We need some
No,
level
no.
of maturity. Like, you know,
Yeah.
right now, yeah, we've got like premature cheddar cheese. We need that mature cheddar cheese now, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? In the team.
Sure. Speaking of maturity, let's go on to the next segment real quick. We don't have to talk much about this, but I figured I'd inform the chat and some of you who do not know. Mark Guiu, he is rehabilitating and well on his way back, and he just came out with a little bit of an Instagram post saying the following: "Back soon." Here you go. So we can expect, hopefully, Guiu is back by the end of international break. So time will tell.
He'd be on the bench show.
Arsenal Romantada, man. Arsenal Romantada, man. Let's go.
Why are you saying Arsenal Romantada?
We're playing Arsenal after,
Yeah, he ain't starting.
No, we're playing them before, bro.
No, we're playing before international break.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're playing Arsenal after we play Leicester.
Yes, we do. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but he won't be back for that. That's what I said after.
I need Baby Roll, man. I need Baby Roll. Let's go.
That's a big.
Do you think he'd actually start the striker position though? I feel like it might be just Neto and him be back
because Jackson's supposed to be back by.
No, I get that, but I think Neto will probably start over him at strike if it works out fine. He's doing okay there so far.
You think so?
Yeah.
Neto, yeah, hell yeah.
But
starting over Guiu?
Yeah, and strike, yeah. I think if it goes well and goes decent, I think the manager just keep him there. And I mean he'll definitely get subbed on hopefully around 60, 70 minutes if it ain't going strong, and you push Neto to the wing maybe or sub him off. There's options.
You guys in chat crazy.
No, it makes lots of sense. We're playing a
No, you're talking about chat.
No, but I think Guiu, obviously the quality isn't the same, but part of what makes Neto nice in the striker position is the pressing. Guiu can do that.
He can, but Neto's more talented, on the ball.
And
he can shoot better poppers still.
Yes, he can. That's for sure.
I don't know what. I mean, he's a better focal point, and I guess Neto. Yeah. But that's probably about it.
I mean, that's an interesting proposition, and interesting you guys think that. But I mean, time will tell. You could be right. Moving on to the next topic. I figured I'd bring this up. We found Washington.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I do.
Is this generally a topic?
Wait, what's he lost?
Washington.
I'm sorry, guys. Did you guys have a bunch of news that you wanted to talk about? Because as far as I'm aware, it's pretty dry up in Chelsea.
But I mean, listen, it's all well and good. We don't have any good news. This is not news. They're saying news, bro.
Where do we have them?
We can have discussions instead.
I understand. I take it back.
Thank you, Sky. I appreciate it.
At least every pound helps, man. Every dollar helps.
Where did we lose him?
Oh my God, for being a fraud.
He's almost to Santos. He's playing with
Chris,
Neymar.
to be honest, we weren't even sure if he actually went to Santos. That was never confirmed.
Oh, he went to a different flight.
we thought he got the wrong flight, bro.
Oh, is he playing for the Washington Royals, yeah?
I have no idea, but guys, it's confirmed he's at Santos. So David Washington has joined Santos on loan until December 31st, 2024, with an option to buy. It's jokes out here, guys.
Wasn't he picking up Washington maybe doing something at Chelsea in the future, Chelsea scouting?
I was saying if we had developed him, he could have potentially been a decent striker for us.
We bought this guy from Santos for 20 million euros, and we're apparently going to try to sell him back to Santos.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really a joke. He said that the moment I came back here to Santos, I felt immense joy. I came back to seek my joy. Okay. And then he also had this to say: I was very lucky to work with Chelsea and have this huge experience. It wasn't a mistake. I left when I had to leave and came back when I had to come back. I learned a lot. I'm coming back to Santos at a much higher level than in 2023.
Because you just simply played more games, my guy.
Yeah, he needed to play more games. That's for sure.
I mean, his game time was definitely lacking. So I don't know, he's gonna be a bit rusty shortly. Unless he can play under 21.
Not necessarily. He was playing in the under 21s. So.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, he was doing bits in there.
This guy Marshall is a PR piece. This guy Marshall is a proud.
I remember, like, yeah, Marshall's like
Isn't
digging
Marshall,
him
how
up.
much are they paying you, Marshall, man? Can I know how much they're paying you, bro?
don't
Let's
know
be
yet.
honest, man.
Don't know
Let's be
yet.
honest, man.
It's the future
How
podcast
much,
thing
man?
you-
I don't think you
Literally-
keep saying not enough,
literally
but I
not
feel
enough.
like it is enough, bro. They're paying you a lot, bro.
He's
Let's
potentially
be real
gonna make
about
a
it,
lot.
man.
Potentially
All
Ahmed,
I
Ahmed.
said was that if we properly nurtured David Washington, he could have potentially been a decent striker for us.
Is it the cartels, Marshall? Is it the cartels? How much is the cartels playing?
I am putting a bookmark on this section.
What is
Yeah.
the
I
bribery that's
can
going
look
on, Marshall?
back at it
What is the
in
bribery?
a few years' time.
In 5 years' time,
Ahmed,
we'll say-
Listen,
And then
I want to
we'll
know.
see.
I want to know, Marshall, how much they're paying you. Please let us know, Marshall.
Ahmed,
Please.
Scott, I
Not
need to
enough.
ask you guys a question. What is with Marshall and rating a mid-tier talent? Him with Cassidy and now this with Washington. What are we doing?
No, respect Cassidy, bro.
You know what it is, man. Marshall likes young.
Yo,
I was gonna
Better
say,
You gotta
watch.
finish up the sentence.
Better
What?
watch what you're saying.
Hey,
Better
just
watch what
I
you're
was so
saying.
close.
You're already on a
I
warning.
was so
No,
close. I
Finish
was so
that sentence.
close. Oh,
you didn't even
I
finish the
was
sentence.
watching a man get a red card on real time.
Yeah, it should be like timed out for that.
I'm sorry,
Ahmed,
Marshall.
Ahmed. Odds on you
Yes.
finishing that sentence.
100 to 1.
Go on then.
I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it to my guy Marshall, man. I can't do this, man.
Okay. Time will tell with David Washington.
Listen,
Hopefully we
man.
sell him back to
Listen, guys. Yeah,
Santos.
if you see Marshall, yeah, we hear cartel hit in New Jersey. We know who.
Okay.
You know, if he did become like a really good player, we will never hit the end.
Listen, man. I'm willing to bet.
I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
willing
gonna
to bet my-
lambast you
listen,
guys about it. I'll
I'm
just
willing-
bring it up once. I'll make a whole video about it with this clip that I just made, and then we'll leave it at that.
Listen, Marshall. I'm willing to bet my testicles. He will never come good. That's how good I am. That's how. You know what I mean? That's how I'm willing to bet that, bro. He's already back at Santos, bro. Come on, bro. Let's be real.
Marshall, you got man. Putting his balls on the line, literally putting his balls on the line.
That's the. You know what that was the sound of? That's the end of the lineage. That's it. It's over, man. Oh my days! All right, let's move on to the next topic before I lose everything.
No, but big up.
Okay.
Before we move on, big up to Washington. I can't wait till he's starting for like, I don't know, Al Shabab in like 2 years or something.
Al
I don't
Hilal.
know.
I can't wait for him to be working for Al Hilal, man.
I can see him going.
Bro, I
to
said Al
French league.
Shabab. Like, can't wait till he started for Al Shabab or something.
Wait. How did he get the
Actually,
How did he get the
not
French league from us talking about Al Hilal and Al Shabab?
Because he's not a bad player. He's not going to go to Saudi.
He's never going to the French league, bro. Even the French league have standards.
Yeah, no. To be fair, Ahmed, I could see him going to like Auxerre or something like that. One of them.
Or Saint Etienne. You know,
Oh yeah, I know.
Saint-Etienne,
Bro,
yeah.
playing in League Deux.
Okay.
What
Moving
a
on to the
point,
next
somebody.
topic. Another thing that Scott probably isn't going to give a fuck about. But hey, I think it's kind of interesting. Chelsea are trying to make profits, and we're trying to see how. So
Well,
Sorry, what? That's an interesting headline. So continue. This is
yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
brown
here we go.
envelope.
The chances of Chelsea's owner selling the club are low, and it would be very hard to find buyers who would bail them out of what they have invested to date, which is probably close to 3.5 billion. The stadium is another issue as well. Now, if you guys saw, I did have a discussion with Miz. He thinks there's a loophole. I don't think there is. I think the best way that Clearly can get out of being an owner of Chelsea would be if there was some type of agreement between like Bali and Boli, where Boli needs to find other lenders to have Boli buy out the rest of Clear Lake's shares. But finding a loophole at this level, at this high caliber of
you know what it is though, Marshall. I actually watched that.
It's too much.
Yeah. So I watched the Miz show. You and Miz have that chat, and listen, I get this idea of there being low points and stuff like that. I just think for me, we need to also. I'm gonna say. Let's say hypothetically speaking, this loophole exists for everyone here. Yeah? We say that loophole exists. I just think though we need to also be realistic in the sense that we are not going to be able to bully a club out of their share, out of what they own, out of what they own right now, right? In terms of like, it's just impossible as of right now, right? And again, you know, they need to make money back. They need to do a lot of stuff back, and they're not going to, in this moment in time, in the short to medium term, they're not selling Chelsea, bro. Like, we don't need to do this loophole nation and so that's in the short to medium term. This club is not getting sold, bro, because they've got nothing back, bro. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
So,
they want to make their money back.
Sorry, Adam CFC is saying that Mrs. said that we have, you know, if they're gonna sell if we protest, and if we don't agree with that, that means we're not educated. Please educate me, Adam CFC, on a contract which publicly is known that they can't sell for 7 years to anyone but themselves.
No, Adam is saying this in jest. Adam's one of my guys.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't understand this, people. What are we doing? We knew this information.
The one thing you can't listen. The one thing I always say is that particularly sadly, particularly in the Premier League, is that you know you can't bully these guys to sell, bro. It's too hard. I like all we have to do, guys. All we have to genuinely do, bro, is look at what happened in the past 48 hours after the flipping protest, bro. Burley saying, Burley legit said, I'm not even looking in the rearview mirror. Yeah, these guys are 50, 60, 70-year-olds. They're gonna be dying soon. And then the next day after that, bro, they legit brought a 17 million Brazilian kid, bro. Like,
cry more.
What more is can there be than a slap in the face, bro? You know what I mean? That is like, this is like, I even had for the protest, bro, got slapped in the face, bro. I saw we signed the 70-year-old Brazilian kid in those coats. Like, it was such a level of nasty work, bro, that it's like GG's, bro.
You know what? I kind of respect the nonchalantness of them straight up saying we don't care, and then the next day being
it's a lot better than what the Glazers do, bro. The Glazers don't even say anything, bro. These guys, and like the Glazers, even like the Tottenham guys, I don't think they say anything, bro. These guys legit just said, we don't care, bro. We're following our plan, bro. That's what they legit said to you, and we're not listening to you at all. You know who that reminded me of? I'm gonna use a wrestling term, These guys genuinely, it's not even like The Rock. I'm trying to think of like a good heel. Who's a heel guy? Huh?
The Authority.
Yes, exactly, bro. It's like Triple H, bro. Bro, they don't even listen. They're like, this is our plan. It's what's good for business, basically. That's all. That's legit what they're doing. It's what's good for business. Nasty work, man.
Bro, this is them trying to give Batista the world title shot in 2014. That's what it is.
Oh, nah, this is like Super Cena run, man. This is when Cena was getting his push like all those years, man. Everyone used to hate it, but Cena just kept on like getting juiced up all the time, like as the top guy. Oh my god. But like Marshall, you do have to agree with that, right? When you read the Burley comments and then you saw we signed a Brazilian kid, like you genuinely knew it was over, right? Like you knew they were never listening to our protest again, right?
Bro, you say it was over like it ever started, to be honest. Like, it's just like I knew from the get-go nothing was gonna change. This is the thing. What I expected was that they're going to stick to their ways because there is a long-term plan in place. They aren't making decisions for short term. They're making decisions for long term. And he said it in his own interview. You can't turn left, you can't turn right. You have to stick by your guns, see out the plan. If it doesn't work, you make a new plan. That's how it works. I mean, like, here's the thing. Think about it like stocks, because this is how these guys made their money, right? With stocks.
Right.
You buy low, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, let's say Apple. Sometimes when you buy Apple at the low, there were moments in Apple's existence where it was down. It was down, down, down. If you had sold then you would have missed the up. You're taking the risk by selling it when it's down there, jumping ship, instead of sticking to your plan of, okay, I'm going to stick with this for 10 years. You stick with it for 10 years, and then by the 10th year, you evaluate. The idea is that over the course of time, your investment is going to go up in money. Now, let's continue on with this, right? Because this kind of explains more so with the Chelsea aspect of this. Players are expensive, so teams need new ways and more luxurious stadiums to raise revenue. Chelsea's Stamford Bridge now has 25% premium seats. We continue on here. And this is a little bit of an opinion piece, and it's going to go into
bullshit. Sorry to interrupt. This is the when we were talking backstage and we were talking about Denner Kebab or whatever his name is. This was when I said I've seen people defending it. This was the bullshit I saw.
Okay, let me read it because I haven't read it yet. I think we overpay for youngsters, but it's some high risk, high reward shit. It can go either way. So far, the misses haven't been bad. Santos is worth 3 times at least at the moment. We made 7 million to 8 million profit on Angelone, and we hadn't activated some of his add-ons. Washington is still inclusive. His talent is good enough to make us profit, but his development is slow. Paez and Estevao are yet to arrive, but the signs are good. Honestly, the issue is this. If you don't overpay, those clubs would rather keep them for a few more years to mature and sell for more when more clubs will be in the picture. When they circle, we can compete for them against the likes of Barca and Real Madrid. They will always choose Spain. Imagine if we didn't push for Estevao when we did. We won't win the race if we tried at the end of the season, considering how he's progressed rapidly. In that case, he's not wrong. What?
Who said this?
One more time, Curry Perry. What?
Sorry, who said this? Who made this comment?
This is Vince. Blue Footy.
Okay.
To go with this is here are investment style buys under Clear Lake and their transfer mark value, confirmed sale relative to their fee. It's not a great metric, but it's something. And it's very important to remember that none of this is new either. Michael Manalo did it all a decade ago and at a fraction of the cost. Thorgan Hazard cost 500k and sold for 25 million euros. Pasalic cost 2.5 million euros and sold for 15 million euros. He even turned a greater than 100% profit on Papi Delaboji. So we look at the chart here. Slonina, he's purchased for 9. Currently, he's at 4 million. So we overpaid for him. It's looking to. We can just look at the differences here.
No, the thing is, this is where I disagree. I don't think we overpaid. If I'm looking at this list, right?
Yeah.
The only people I think we overpaid for were Washington.
Yep.
And Kellyman from this list. They're the only people we overpaid for, in my opinion. The issue is
he's at 16 right here, right in the middle.
He's David. He's down as David.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are the only 2 we overpaid for, and even Washington, I'm unsure. Kellyman's the only one we flat out overpaid for. That was stupid. All the others, I don't think we overpaid for. The issue is we've done a shit job, whether through the loans they've had or whether through internally at developing them. So because of that, all of their market, unless they've had a good loan, like Santos, like Ugochukwu, I think's retained his value. Mm-hmm. Angelo had a good loan, which is why his value went up. Like outside of those guys, everyone's value's tanked because you haven't developed them. That's the issue. And also, like, trying to compare this to what Emanalo was doing is stupid because, number one, the the market is a lot different in terms of prices. Secondly, we were buying from Belgium, which the market is significantly cheaper than it is buying from South America, especially Brazil and Argentina. It's significantly cheaper to buy from Belgium. And also, we were buying the big players under Emanalo as well, so no one cared that we were doing your Thorgan Hazards on the side, because the only reason we bought Thorgan is because we bought his better brother. Mm-hmm. That's the only, we bought Eden's entire family over. We bought both his brothers.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say quickly, you look at some of the what's the TM, is that the transfer market value, right?
Yeah.
Right now. Like, Santos is not going for 25 million right now, boys. Like, I don't know where that value has come from to be his current transfer market value, 25 million. Right? Yeah. Even Cassidy, we didn't buy Cassidy for 15 million, by the way.
We bought him for 20. I think we did buy him for £15 million. I mean, it's 20 million euros.
Yeah, I think it's pounds.
Yeah. Whatever it is right now, right? Like, okay, but I just look at some of this stuff, right? Like, Carney's transfer market value, be a 17.5. I don't know about that personally. Moreira, we made money on him. Angelo, David Washington.
Is that 25 pounds?
Pissing me off,
25 million
pissing
pounds.
me
I'm
off
looking
about
at
this.
him.
I was gonna say some of these are wrong because Moreira, you can say his transfer, like his market value is 5. That's all good. We sold him for 1 million.
Yeah, so he's playing for
So
one.
tell me his
Moreira's-
transfer value is 5
I don't even
million.
think his value is 5 anymore. You know.
No, but it probably
Yeah.
is because he's been playing a lot more and he's been performing.
No, I'm saying it's probably higher. I'm actually saying I'm
Yeah,
disagreeing.
he's
I
been
think
really
it's
good this season.
like
Even today's
he's
game,
actually
I don't know.
Look,
But, like,
the reason why I say that is because
why are you telling me?
I was letting you finish, Scott, but I was making the point that Moreira right now is arguably one of the best in his position right now in France. Like legit, like is not worth just 5 million. I'll be honest.
That
It's probably
motherfucker cooked today.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
ultimately,
Mhm.
I would say, sorry to interrupt, Tommy. I was going to say, like, ultimately, the issue with all of these, and it's the point we keep coming back to, but I keep going back to, is you can say, oh, they're buying these to flip them for profit. Cool. Let's go through this list. Slonina is currently injured. He was having a good loan. Is currently injured. We have no idea what they're going to do in the next season. Fofana, they spent 2 years trying to sell and have been unable to sell him. And is also now currently injured after having a terrible loan for the first half of the season. Santos, we don't want to sell. That's just a straight no sell. Carney, you made 2 mil book profit. Whoop-de-doo. In like, if you actually look at it in terms of on the face of it and what we care about, you sold him for what you bought him for. You broke even. That's shit,
Still
in
our
my
player.
opinion. No, Cassidy isn't. Oh, no, sorry, not Carney. I mean
Oh,
Cassidy. I'm
Carney.
working my way down the list.
Oh,
Cassidy,
okay.
you sold for basically what you bought before you broke even. Carney, you're trying to sell to 40 mil to a team that's most expensive buy is 30 million. And that was their player they then sold for 150 million. So good luck with that one, mate. Moreira, we sold for $1 million, so we made $1 million profit. Fantastic. Angelo, we did make 6 million loans to that. That's decent, but that required a good loan. Congratulations, you got 1 loan, right? I'm not even going to look at Washington. Petrovic probably trying, and that one, we've lucked into that by what he's done at Strasbourg. He should be staying and being our number 1 next season. Ugochukwu should be staying. He has been just nothing this season, apart from the Conference League. Wiley has been not really anything this season because he got injured. Don't know how he's doing at Watford at the moment. Vega, who knows? Amugu, who gives a shit? Anselmina, who gives a shit because neither of them have played. Penders, we don't know. Kellyman, the less said the better. And then Piers and Estevao. So we're only really trying to sell like 3 or 4 players on this list, or have sold, like, we are trying to sell / have sold about like 4 or 5 players on this list. And none of them you're making profit on, outside of Angelo.
But the one thing I will note, and this is something that I think has always been the strategy, is going for these younger guys minimizes the amount of risk you take, which we all know that. But it also minimizes the amount of loss, because I'm looking at the losses. When they add it up, you look at that total, it's only minus 30. But if we were still working under how we worked under Roman, I think we get that off of 1 transfer window, or just 1 transfer alone. When you look at the transfers of like Bakayoko or Batshuayi, Drinkwater, Lukaku, even just a loan fee of what's his face? I can't remember, Saul and stuff like that. Like,
We didn't buy Saul.
no, but just the loan fee in general.
The loan
like,
fee would have been nothing.
it's still,
we paid like 8-9 million for the loan fee.
it's still a lot of losses that
Holy
the
shit.
previous ownership took. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I think you can have a happy medium.
Sorry, 4 million for sale on loan.
Yeah, I still think you can have a happy medium. And some of these players, I mean, although we did take losses on a few, right? Like, some of these players are coming back to Chelsea. We haven't lost them yet, but, you know, I don't, like Carney, for example, I don't expect to actually be a loss. Like, if we were to sell him in the summer,
Wait,
he could
players-
be a marginal profit.
Cost 10?
What?
Wait, Piers cost 10
Yeah,
million?
Piers cost like 10 mil. Between
Yeah.
10
I
and
thought he
15,
cost
I
like
think. I
40
don't know.
or 30.
No,
No,
it was
Estevao.
cheap.
No,
It was
the
like-
most we've ever paid is for
Wait,
Estevao at 30.
Didn't we
Or-
buy a Colombian guy who was like 3 million? That's Piers, right?
No, he's
No.
Ecuadorian.
Oh, yeah, my bad. That one.
Yeah, and on top of it, it wasn't Paez. You're thinking about Estevao.
Yeah, and it's 34
Yeah.
million, but then we have add-ons that go up to like 50 million.
I mean, it's an
Estevao's
interesting
big
chart
one.
to see it all in person, all like
I'll be real,
visually in
it
front of
literally
us.
does nothing to it.
One more
It
time,
like
Scott. I'm sorry.
I just don't think it does that. The chart doesn't do anything to me because it's just number one. It's not really. I know he says it in the tweet, but it's not really indicative because, like we said, like seeing what their market value is, like, is helpful in
Versus
some
what they
aspects, but
actually
also
sell.
like, yeah, it's also like it's not really accurate in the sense of like we spoke about Morel or like what their market value could, like Carney's, his market value could be 17. We're trying to sell him for 40, so it doesn't really matter
I mean,
what his market value is.
strictly speaking, this isn't even their actual market value. These are estimates of their market value.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of room for error there.
Yeah. No, it's true.
End of the day, yeah. I think someone said this best, which was like, you're always gonna hit big with one of them where it's gonna be so big that all of these other ones, whether they be -3 or -4, like you're gonna be able to curtail all of them. Does that make sense? Right, the profit you make.
No, I'll be honest, Ahmed. Sorry to interrupt again. I disagree with that. I think you will be lucky to hit on like the one we should hit on is Estevao, but that's because you almost couldn't miss with him. So like I don't really count him.
I mean, I don't know, Scott, because I remember when we first were. And you know what? I might as well bring up the topic because he was one of my topics today, which was Estevao, right? I think we need to have a serious conversation about this guy because this guy is he's breaking records that I didn't even expect. So
I be the hater.
real quick, I'll just bring this up and then I'll make my point. 17-year-old future CFC player Estevao just hit 30 GA in his career. The last Brazilian player to do that before turning 18 was none other than Neymar in 2010. Estevao Willian is the first Brazilian player to reach the milestone of 30 goal contributions before turning 18 since Neymar in 2010. Estevao turns 18 in April. Neymar had 32 GA before turning 18. Palmeiras manager and coach Abel Ferreira. We had Estevao at his best. He scored 2 great goals in 2 of 3 attempts. He could have scored another one, by the way. You saw him slide down the wing, help Rocha defend. That's why they Chelsea paid 60 or 70 mil for him. I'm sure that's in their currency. And this is a whole chart of his stats that you guys can look at. But my point in bringing that up, right, with Scott was that I remember at the time of signing Estevao, people were vehemently against it because the guy barely played any first team minutes. And now we're seeing that our scouts are actually doing their job and actually doing scouting, and they're seeing something that we're not seeing. Obviously, we're all craving for more experienced players. I get that. But this was a big hit, if you ask me. And the fact that we did it before he even played like more than 5 first-team football matches, I think that goes to show there's a little bit more intent to how they're going about this than, I guess, all the failings that we're looking at with like Cassidy and so on and so forth.
If I may, yeah, with Estevao, I think he's getting a bit too overhyped right now. You know what I mean? Like, listen, it's we need to give credit where credit is due. Like, he's doing really well. No, you can't give me a yellow card for that. You can't give me a yellow card for that. No, you can't give me for that.
Nah.
So, Ahmed,
You're literally saying overhyped. Look at these stats, bro.
No, Marshall, trust me, I get it to a point. As the one who's been advocating for him since the day we got linked, I understand what he's saying. Because this Chelsea fan base is now going to think that he's going to be Eden Hazard reincarnated and wanting him to hit hit it running just like Eden Hazard did. I am telling everyone, all I expect from him next season is just give me 7 goals in the league. 7 goals in the league, that's all I want from this kid. That's all I want. If you can give me 7, I'm happy with that. Like, I don't need more.
All right, red card's been rescinded.
Because like the point I was trying to make is that, listen, he may be doing really well in the Brazilian league. He may be cooking. I don't think anyone here would deny that, obviously, right? But I feel like he's coming with so much hype here that, you know, on some level he's being set up to fail because like people will be expecting this guy to be starting. Let's look at one of the comments right now. One of the comments
Imagine if
literally.
you were saying that about
That's
Neymar.
not. That's not.
No.
Ahmed, I
Like,
don't think that's outrageous. That's that 5 goals.
I have to say that's a little bit outrageous for a number of reasons, because again, he's 18 years old, right? And what I mean by when I mention his age is he's quite young. Want him to get into the team with a little bit of time. Want him to acclimatize. He's coming to a new country, new settings, completely different weather to the weather that he's playing in. There's like a number of things that are just like factors that are already surrounding him, right? So we want to make sure he gets acclimatized first, bro. I'm not even expecting that much from him, but the way people are talking about my boy, they're expecting this guy to be cooking straight away, and it's like.
But like, how can you blame them though? Because he's putting
No,
up numbers similar to Neymar.
No. You can't blame them, bro. Because you're putting
I'm
too
not
much
saying he's
pressure.
an ex-Ballon d'Or, but at the same time,
So here's the thing. That's why I'm 50-50. I think what that chatter said, 5 goals, 5 assists, I don't think is outrageous for the first season. I said
I'm not even talking about the 5 goals and the 5 assists. I'm just talking about the people expecting to be automatic stars straight away, hooping, doing all this sort of stuff. That's my point. Yeah, and my
but I do think
you're
he's
expecting him, by the way. There's 2 things to this. There's a couple of things with this. Number one, if you're expecting him to start straight away, you're an idiot. Like number one. Number 2, if you're expecting him to get any more in the league, by the way, I'm just talking the league. Whatever else he does is cool. If you're expecting in the league him to get any more than like 6-7 goals at best,
that's all
you're
saying.
smoking crack.
That's all I want. Nothing. I don't expect any more than 7 goals.
This guy scored last season 13 goals in the Brazilian league.
Yeah.
13. So again, if you're expecting him to come here and do more than that, like I'm not even expecting double figures, double digits. I'm not, because that would be nuts. If he does that in his first season, that's unreal.
How old is
Because
he?
it's what Ahmed said, like the expectations.
He's going to turn 18 when he joins us.
Wow.
Yeah, the expectations people are putting on him is nuts. And just going back to what we were saying earlier, Marshall, where I disagree with the Estevao thing is, I think people didn't want him for the price that we were trying to buy him for. That was the issue. It wasn't that we were trying to buy him; it was more the price we were trying to buy him for.
Scott, I disagree. I remember joining the stream, and when we were even linked with Estevao, first of it was the general notion of we're getting another young kid, and then second it was, oh, we're getting a young kid from Brazil again. And I'm like, I get it, but I'm like, this guy is literally generational. I said that since day one. I'm like, this guy is every coach, every manager, people in Palmeiras who coach Endrick were saying he's the bigger talent. So I was like,
even have Neymar himself saying it.
Like,
yeah,
how much did Real Madrid pay for that Endrick guy as well?
about
80.
I think it was not 80. No. It was 40 million.
Real Madrid
20 million
have
add-ons.
big expectations on him? I don't think so, because he doesn't really play start
Yeah,
minutes
he
I don't
doesn't.
think he started all the season, has he?
Not really.
No, he started
No, he
here and
eventually
there,
plays in the cup.
but he,
Yeah,
$39 million.
Yeah,
Fair.
wait,
Endrick.
how much he cost?
$39 million.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's
We
probably
paid 34 for
around
this
30
guy,
million
and
pounds.
I don't expect Estevao to start game in week out. He's not gonna get us those goals or whatever people expect or want him to have. It's just not gonna happen. We have Cole Palmer, we have Neto, we have Sancho, we have Madueke, who are still in the squad. I think Nkunku will be gone, so I'm not mentioning him. So yeah, he'd be back up to them and give competition, and he have his minutes, and hopefully he gets more minutes because we've been Champions League or whatever. But yeah, he's not gonna be the main star.
Me personally, I'm just holding my horses on him like everyone else. And listen, we can do the whole generational talent thing if we want to. I don't like that at all. If I'm talking about generational talents, I'm talking about that at the end of the career, not at the beginning. Because I can't lie, the last time we hired someone with the label generational talent, that player is currently at Arsenal recovering from a hamstring injury. So that went well, didn't it?
And I think the other thing also is that listen, listen. I think for me, he's a young lad. You know what I mean? Everything like that. Putting this level of expectation, this level of pressure on him, bro. You know what's gonna happen, bro? Week 1, he has let's say he has a stinker, which is probably gonna be expected, right? You know what's gonna happen? Estevao trash, Estevao rubbish. Get him on my club. You know what I mean? Send him back to Brazil. You know what's gonna happen,
Ahmed's
bro?
not wrong. Ahmed's not wrong.
This is why I like, because this is a big problem for me. Yeah, when you put this level of hype onto someone, you are dooming them to fail, bro. Like, and my thing is, yeah, he may have a hard time starting in the league. Maybe he comes good fast in the second to third season, but we need to. I need you, Marshall, because the way you're moving is a bit too much sometimes as well.
I haven't even said what my expectations were.
Everyone here,
all right, go for
I
it.
need Mandem to be doing chillaxing on him a little bit, bro. Like, you know, we cook Madueke, bro, on a week in, week out basis. Can you imagine how he's going to be getting cooked on the right wing if he has a bad game?
Man, he gets cooked.
Bro, look at
And he's a very inexperienced player.
This is what I'm saying. Nicola Jackson is getting cooked the way he's getting cooked. Yeah, like, bro, we need to chill out, bro, on him. That's what I'm just trying to say. Like, I'm seeing people saying, yeah, like on Twitter right now, for example, like I'm already seeing this. People say, you know, Estevao's gonna save us from Madueke.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Look at this coming right now. Look at this coming from Cozy.
Maybe, but not right now. He's 18. Like, come on.
You've got rivals and media publications. They're gonna have their notepads open. They're gonna start with the 007 thing. They're gonna wait for him to go 7 league games in a row without goal.
He's not even
that's the reality, though.
Player or like even close to
like, guy, I don't know if you know this yet. I don't know if you've seen, like, I was seeing, I think Matt Law was talking about Estevao, and he was glazing him up, bro, hyping him up, bro. Can you imagine, bro, the amount of glazing he's already getting? It's the Chelsea tier 1s and tier 0s are doing the glazing already, bro. Bro, I'm seeing regular fans already talk about Estevao, like, hyping him up. I'm really worried for him, bro. Like, if we do not manage him correctly, yo, it is looking peak, not only for himself, but it looks peak on us too, bro. Because if we talk going for the next one decade, for example, that's actually as talented as we believe him to be, yeah, they're gonna look at the way we handle Estevao, bro. I'll be real.
Yeah, like I would. Sorry, go ahead. I'm Marshall. My bad. Go.
I'm done.
All I was gonna say is, like, here's the thing. I'm not gonna hype him up and say like this guy's the next Ballon d'Or winner and shit like that. Like, listen, I don't think. Time will tell with that one. But when I'm seeing you replicate similar stats to a Neymar, and listen, not to say he's going to be the next incarnation of Neymar, right? But it's clear to see that he is a very good player if he's doing what Neymar was doing. And mind you, you could make the argument that nowadays, like, the quality of football is probably better than what it was back then. You could make the argument.
Not in the Brazilian league. I disagree.
Okay. That's the thing. You could make the argument. However, with Estevao, do I think he comes into this team and he is in the Chelsea squad? Yes. Do I think he's going to score goals and gain assists? Yes. Do I think he's going to look talented and impress eyes? Yes. Do I also think the fan base are going to get on him? Yes. But I also think that nothing can possibly satisfy the fan base other than... Let me not say that. There's very few things you can do to satisfy his fan base at this point. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't. So to me, I understand taming your expectations of Estevao, but at the same time, I also think you have to understand what he's doing is very, very promising, and you have to address that. So my expectations for Estevao, although tame, they're relatively high. Like, I expect this kid to really impress me next season when we see him play for Chelsea. But I don't expect him to carry the team on his back like a Cole Palmer did. But I wouldn't be surprised if he did either.
God, no. You were so close. You were so close, Marshall. I was there. I was 90%. I was there. And then you said he could. I am telling you, he's not going to carry this team next season. Please. All I want from him is to play relegation fodder in the league, play the cup games, and if we're good in the Champions League, knock on wood, or Europa League, or whatever shit we're on, to play shitty teams. That's all I want him to do.
If it's one thing you guys should know from me by now, is that I'm never close to the idea of possibilities. I'm never going to sit here and say anything is impossible. If you guys had told me Cole Palmer was going to carry our team last season, I would have laughed at you. So there's nothing in me that after what Cole Palmer did, I find it really hard to believe that can't happen again. So it's just like, it's a possibility.
Marshall,
I don't expect it, but
it's not a possibility. Like, it's a 2% possibility. Like, there's a massive difference between him and Palmer. The biggest difference is the fact that Palmer was already in this league playing when he joined us. You can say it wasn't very often, whatever. He was still playing for the best team and was still performing in games before he joined us. Like, he came on and single-handedly changed that Super Cup tie. Same with the Charity Shield, whatever it's called.
That one, yeah.
That's the thing with this. If we'd signed someone from England or who was used to even Europe, I'd say fair enough, there's a chance. We've signed someone from the Brazilian league. Do you know the last time someone came to the Brazilian league, came to the Premier League straight from Brazil and smashed it?
Couldn't tell you.
Smashed it.
I wouldn't know.
No, you can't tell me because I'm looking. There isn't a single person. The closest I can find is Gabriel Jesus.
Coutinho? Oh, yeah. I mean, Coutinho, I thought killed it, but that's
Coutinho didn't come
Yeah,
from the
but
Brazilian
Coutinho came
league.
from Inter Milan. He
Oh,
went from
Brazilian.
Brazilian
Sorry, I
league
think
to
Brazilian
Inter
players.
Milan
My
and then
bad.
Inter Milan
Yeah.
to Liverpool.
They're not Brazilian players. It came straight from the Brazilian league.
Yeah.
The best
Gabriel
I can
Jesus.
find, the best I can find is Gabriel Jesus,
Yeah.
who wasn't even a starter, a regular starter for that
And he
City
didn't
team.
like hit it off like crazy. Like,
No,
His
he did in the
best goal
beginning.
scoring season, Jesus is 14 goals in the league.
Yeah.
Best.
Yeah, but my
That's what
point
I'm
in saying all
saying,
this, like
He's
again,
not
I'm
going to
not.
come in and just immediately do what Palmer did. He's not.
I'm not.
I don't
I'm not
expect him
coming
to.
in with chest saying that this is going to happen. I'm not going to tweet it at the highest mountains and say like Estevao is going to do this. I feel like that is overhyping it, right? But do I think the player has a lot of potential and a lot of talent? Yes, and I do think he's going to make an impact at the club. Time will tell. We'll see who is right. We'll see if the scouting thinks he's ready for this level immediately, because that's something that's been touted, right? That he's going to immediately come into the Chelsea first team. Time will tell. Time will tell. I think there's a really good player in there. I'm actually excited.
Also,
to see him play.
I'm not crediting scouting.
Mhm.
It is not hard to. There was no scouting required. Everyone talked about him for the past 3 years in Brazil, with him and Hendrik as being the part of this golden generation of the two kids in Palmeiras. There was no scouting required.
Yeah.
It's like saying, okay, we got Neymar. Okay, wow, amazing scouting Barcelona from Santos for getting Neymar, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't credit that. I would credit them for getting the deal done, though. That's good on them.
I mean, they were scouting him before he even played that much professional minutes. So you got to give him a little bit of credit for that. I don't know how
because
much he was.
he got a hype
prior to
job
that.
for playing in basically the Brazilian FA Cup, which is the Copinha. That's where he made his name. So he was hyped in.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's also like I'm also not going to pretend that like it's becoming more and more frequent that we're seeing younger and younger talents emerge and really like take the game by storm. I mean, you look at Lamine Yamal, you look at like what Arda Güler is doing, you look at what Cole Palmer's done. Even if you really want to stretch it out, Savinho has been really impressive in the later half of the season for Man City.
What?
Savinho's been pretty good in the latter half of the season for City. Am I wrong in saying that?
He's been pretty good. It's taking him half a season, which we all expected him to, half a season to start putting in these performances.
And arguably one of the best teams in Europe. Sure.
Okay. I mean, I'm what I said wasn't wrong.
Yeah, I guess fair enough.
Yeah.
I get you.
Time will tell. Time will tell. I think I'm now believing more and more that this player is going to be a good player for Chelsea.
No, I
and
agree.
I can see why everyone is saying like he's going to be part of the first team. He's going to be part of the first team. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of
doing with this chatter talking about Maresca tax is hefty. What are you on about?
because they're gonna play him as a wide winger, I guess.
Like, dude, have you not looked at what Noni Madueke has been doing? He literally cuts inside. He's the goal-scoring winger. What are you on about? It's just his decision-making is dog shit. That's what we make fun of.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you bring up CNF's comment for me, please? Number one, Savio came from a European team where he had already played.
Yeah, Girona.
And had been part of a European, like making it to the Champions League in a European league. It's way easier to transition. Number two, he didn't come in and start straight away. When you did see him play, he was mostly shit. He was mostly average because he was adapting to playing in the Premier League and playing in England. He's only started to come into his own after it's taken him half a season.
Yeah.
He's also older as well. So he just has more experience in terms of playing football. That's the thing that is with Estevao. I just like the age, the transition to a new, like, not even just a new country, it's an entire new continent. It's an entire new way of like living. It's something we have never seen before. Like I said, the only like, what's the word, like kind of history or case study we can go off is Jesus. And if we're using Gabriel Jesus as the case study for Estevao, it's kind of cooked. That's kind of cooked for me.
Yeah.
That's the guy that couldn't start in his natural position, got pushed out to the wing, even when there wasn't a guy in his natural position, and his best goal scoring record was 14 league goals. Which, like, if Estevao can get 14 league goals in like a year or two, that's amazing, but that's not really the level I'm hoping he gets to.
Apparently, he can track back. That's what his coach is saying, JP.
Yeah, I don't know that. Yeah, I have no idea.
Next thing I wanted to bring up, and you guys aren't going to like it, but I've been wanting to talk about this player that we're linked with for some time now, because I think he looks like a pretty decent player. I'm not going to lie. I've been kind of impressed from what I've seen of, very little, but from what I've seen of him. And that's going to be Essugo. So let's bring up some of these links that happened relatively soon after the window closed, but I figured I'd bring it up. Chelsea are understood to have had a senior scout attend Parma's recent loss to AC Milan. Parma are 7th youngest team in Europe. The search for the next star never stops. And that is this guy. Chelsea are set to sign Dario Essugo for more than 20 million euros. Yeah?
Two different teams.
Two different teams. Okay, never mind. Anyways, I had this segment made a really long time ago. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. I had this segment made a really long time ago. Las Palmas. Okay, that's what
Las Palmas and Palma. They're two different countries, bro.
I knew that. The arrival of Dario Essugo at Chelsea will not be for this market. The player has played this season with two teams, Sporting and Las Palmas, so he would not be able to play with the third. His exit for the market is blocked. Sporting want a minimum of 20 million euros. Breaking: Dario Essugo, 19-year-old defensive midfielder, would join Chelsea in the summer for 25 million euros, and the midfielder will remain on loan at Las Palmas until the end of the season, according to this source right here. Dario Essugo, one of the options Chelsea are considering for midfield, as Sporting expects movements in the final hours. Talks took place as record reports, as Chelsea have more options on the list, including Amogu, which is obviously who we went for. Dario Essugo remains on Chelsea's list for next season, and they will closely monitor him for the future. And Dario Essugo. I really like what I've seen of the player. I don't know if you guys have any opinions and thoughts, but he looks like a pretty promising player. I'm not gonna lie to you. What?
How many more CDMs? How many more, man? Fucking how many? We got Leslie Luchuku. We have Lavia. Yeah. We freaking got that other kid from San Etienne, and then we're gonna get this guy. How many? How many more? How many more?
They bought 15 midfielders. Why are you surprised?
That's their type, man. That's their type, boys. That's their type. CDMs. That's what they like them.
Well, we know that.
Yeah, they like them young.
We know that Among Us is for
Hey, I didn't say it. He did.
We know that Among Us is for Strasbourg. Lavia is
How can you say Among Us for How can you say that, man? See,
because that's what they said.
You call him Among Us, bro. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Can you please respect the player, please?
Among Us is for Strasbourg.
He's not called Among
Lavia
Us,
is
bro.
injury prone.
He's not called Among Us, though.
And Leslie Ugochukwu, we don't even know if he's going to stay here, but we will see. Yeah.
It's called a movie,
So, like,
man. Get his name right, man.
realistically, we don't really have a DM, a reliable one at that. Outside of, you could make the argument for Oguchukwu. That's really it. So I don't see why getting another DM. If this is an 8, I'd be like completely against it. But another
What is
DM.
this cuck behavior, man?
What are you talking about?
He's called a Mugu, man. Like, he's still called a Mugu. Like, what's going on? Or like, he's not called him Mathis.
Matisse, bro.
Hey man, what do you mean?
You know what? Yeah, I might as well just start calling him Enzo Ferrari. They should start calling him Ferrari then.
Among Us in Discord slander,
You
man,
could,
okay?
if you want. I wouldn't be offended.
Ahmed, you know you are part of a fan base.
You
that
literally
had a-
call
had a
Cucurella
friend-
Cucurella. So how
No,
about
wait. No, not even that. You know you're part of a fan base that had someone called Aspilicueta, but we called him Dave.
Yeah.
You do understand that,
I
right?
used to
You
call
do.
him Shazad Aspilicueta, so I used to respect his name, innit? So I just feel like you should
Yeah, but
respect
you
him
can't
under his
respect
names.
Cucurella's name, his Spanish
Yeah, yeah.
compatriot.
Because he's coochie. You know what I mean? That's what he is,
All
man.
right.
Hey,
Should I
yo.
give you the red card now or later?
Why? Well, see, look at this. See, you're a fraud. You can't of opposing opinions. I'm gonna call him Cucurella. I'll still call him Cucurella. I'll call him
Cool. And
Cucurella
I'm gonna
tomorrow.
call him Among Us because I think it's silly. Hold that.
All right then. There's no say he's gonna play for us then, please. Ever.
I never did. I said he's going to go to Strasbourg.
Essugo's not playing for us either. Again, I just want you to know that as well.
He never played for us to begin with.
No, I mean, like, if you buy him, he's never gonna play for us again. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe. I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys your thoughts. So Ahmed thinks he's never going to play for us. Okay. Next.
What? Amugu? Is this?
Essugo.
Oh, who gives like? I don't mean to do the gimmick, but who gives like? It's like what Ahmed said, bro. We're just buying midfielders, bro. Like this will be the 16th midfielder we will have bought. Like they got some fetish, bro. They got the numbers. Hey, check their hard drive, bro. Because the amount of they love the number 6, bro. Check their hard
Dude,
drive.
other devil worshippers.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these
Hey,
six.
check their hard drive. No, they love the number 6 and the number 8. Check their fucking hard drives. I tell you now.
I mean, we don't even need to do that, bro. We know they're attracted to that position.
Like straight up. How many more, man? How many more?
All right. Well,
I need more, man. I need more. How about that? I
This
need
segment
more.
needs rescuing. By rescuing, I mean I'm just gonna exit. All right. I like the player. I think he's cool. Keep an eye out for him, and we move.
Right.
Bro, so what happens to Leslie when we buy him?
I don't know what happens to Leslie.
Great. So
I
you
generally
spent
don't know what happens to
27 million on
Leslie.
Leslie. Sorry. So you spent 27 million on Leslie to do what?
Marshall, that's
We
the
went for
problem. We don't
27,
know.
no?
Yeah, we don't know. I don't know. This guy
You
can go to
spent
Strasbourg.
Hang
Could
on.
be
We
for
spent
the future, I don't
27 million on a midfielder that has played in the Premier League and has shown he can play in the Premier League, and you want to replace him for a guy who's younger, who has less experience. Who has not less experience, but is playing in a worse league. Make it make
Right.
sense.
Okay, 23. Okay.
I think
Tell me about it.
the sooner we accept that this club is always going to be buying potential for the potential of it being a good signing and the risk of us taking a loss because it didn't work out, I think the more peace of mind we'll be able to have.
But if it's stupidness, I'm going to call that stupidness, and this is stupidness. We can't say Leslie has failed because he hasn't.
I don't know. He could have stayed in the team this last season.
I don't
right?
know. Marshall, has he got worse as a player?
I genuinely don't know. Because as of right now, I don't even know if he's consistently even starting for Southampton right now. Because he went on a good run for a little bit, and then I haven't really seen or heard much of him since
Since
Man United. I have not
every
heard
single
or seen much of him. Yeah, what?
game. Since Juric has come in, he's started every single game, and he's been arguably their best player.
Yeah, he's made 16 appearances. God damn.
Yeah,
Outside of us, because he couldn't play, he started
Mhm.
every game in the league
Yeah.
for Maresca. I don't know about Cups, but they're not in anything. In the league, he started every single game, plays most games. I think if he comes off, it's like the 80th minute, and he's arguably their best player. He has not got worse. If anything, he might have got slightly better, but he has not got worse. So that means he's shown he can hack it in the Premier League, playing for one of the worst team. He's not an L. He is someone, I said earlier, you can have him in this team and he can play against your Leeds if they get promoted, or your Brentford, or whoever, or he can play the lower level Champions League games against Mold or Bucharest or whoever.
Exactly.
You're going to replace him with a guy who barely played anything at Sporting because he was 18 and is now playing in Las Palmas. Well done. And he's younger and has less experience, I think.
Oh, he has less experience for sure.
And you're paying the same money that you just spent on Leslie.
Just genuinely no words, bro. Genuinely no words, man.
Like I said, when we buy him, because it's a when, that will be the 16th midfielder. The 16th midfielder. We play 3. What are the other 13 fuckers doing?
I don't even know what to say, bro.
Bro, they're having some massive circle jerk in the car park. Pause. Because they're not playing football. I know that much.
Honestly, genuinely, all I can say is that I don't know. If Essugo comes in, he either goes to Strasbourg, he either sits in the U21s and gets sold for profit.
How many more DMs do you need, Marshall? How many more protectors do we need, man? How many more guys do we need to protect our ass?
To be fair, they're shooting their shot, bro, with these DMs. Bro, they're sending more DMs than Ahmed does. I'll be so honest.
Listen, I don't need to send DMs, man. I already caught my fry. Thank you very much. But listen, these guys, man, they're getting more DMs than Plan Bs. They're getting DMs, bro.
Are you telling me DMs are their condom?
It's fucked. That comment nuts,
oh
bro.
my god!
Nuts, bro. I feel like Marshall's not paying attention. That comment's nuts.
Then go on to the off
Oh my god! No way, bro! We've got more DMs than clean sheets this season. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo, this is insane.
All I gotta say is, manager mode in FIFA 26 is gonna be lit, man. We don't gotta buy.
You're gonna be selling off.
Bro, FM, we're gonna have half the Wonder Kids, man, on FM, bro. At this rate, bro. We're in the position.
Ahmed, you're gonna have to loan or sell half that fucking squad when you get there before you've even done anything, bro.
Bro, I don't even know how much fun I'm gonna have.
To be fair, you'll start with like a budget of like 300 million with all the
with those Wonder Kids. That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh my god, man.
What's Marshall doing?
Marshall, you came me. You didn't even laugh at our jokes.
I'm gonna move on to the next topic, although very much hesitantly, because I already know
why did you not laugh at our jokes, Marshall? I thought we had like a.
I know where this is going to go.
It's okay.
So I'm just gonna force my way through it.
You made the right choice.
And then we'll come out the other end with something else to talk about. All right, Denner, here we go.
Oh my god.
Hey, Denner, come out, big up.
All right.
Who is Denner? I'm so passionate who this guy is.
Bro, I don't even know. I watch this league week in, week out. I don't even know who this guy is.
These links have been out since the end of the January transfer window. So we have here these are some tweets that I saved from back then. Corinthians are in advanced negotiation to sell 16-year-old fullback Denner to Chelsea for £10.5 million with bonuses. Then this came out as well. This is the source. Pay attention to it. Globo. Corinthians president Augusto Melo on Denner's sale to Chelsea for a 16-year-old boy who hasn't yet stepped into the professional ranks, who is a promise, who still has 2 years to stay at Corinthians.
That's why I haven't heard of him.
He can only leave after he turns 18. It is a wonderful sale in a way. There is a proposal. It is 8 million euros, and then there is a value of 500,000 euros for the specific number of games with the bonus and contract should reach 15 million euros. That's a lot. Okay. And then last one from this source as well. Corinthians are in advanced negotiations to sell 16-year-old fullback Denner to Chelsea for £10.5 million with bonuses. So fast forward to now.
7-year contract. Fuck.
Chelsea
Wait.
Chelsea has completed the signing of
You're gonna
Corinthians
love
left
this.
back Denner for 8.2 million plus 3.3 million in add-ons. He will arrive in London in June 2026 on a 7-year contract. Chelsea have agreed to a 12.3 million deal in principle with Corinthians for left back Denner. He will sign for Chelsea in 2026. And here's more of the details. 17-year-old talent will cost 15 million euros, package add-on included, joining the club from 2026. Corinthians will have a sell-on clause as Vene Casgrande reports. And yeah, Denner, a fullback that hasn't played professional football yet, very much like an Estevao.
Right,
He's playing in the Copinha.
Signing him again.
He's playing in the Copinha.
Don't you dare. Don't fucking
Wait,
do
hold
this,
on.
bro.
So he's
Don't do it. I knew you were gonna do this, bro. Don't do it.
but I kind of get you. So right now he's playing in the Copinha, which is the FA Cup. Basically, he's doing really well. He has like 3 or 4 goals and 2 assists in like 7 games. So he's doing well. He's more of an attacking fullback from like the 2 Copinha games I've seen, but he's never played in the league. So I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So yeah, I don't know why we got him. He's good going forward, but we just got Caleb Wiley. So I don't know what's going on in this world, but it's Chelsea. So
The Strasbourg Davy will be there no matter what.
We bought someone. By the way,
Just hoarding for
lads, we
sales.
bought someone that doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
yeah, I know. That's my Brazilian friend about this guy.
He's not on their academy page. I looked at Corinthians' main page and their academy page. He's there. He's not there. It's not even like he doesn't have a Wikipedia page. He's not there. Full stop. Like, it doesn't exist. This is no. I told you. Check the hard drive. This is. Did you go back to the quotes? By the way, this is insane to me. By the way, go back to the quotes
The
from
really
the
long one.
yeah. So
This one.
where it says Oh, so yeah, this guy says it's a wonderful sell. Yeah, you bet you fucking like you bet it is. We're paying 8 million for a guy that's never played a minute of professional football. These men are laughing. These men
They're
are
laughing to the
laughing.
bank. You know, can I ask a question here, guys? Yeah, and this is something I've asked you before, Marshall. Right? You know when we talk about like what's going on in terms of like the multi-club model. This is where I think this plays a big part in it. Why have we not got a club in Brazil?
Yep.
No, I'm actually being serious, sir. This is me being like
partnership.
This is me trying to help. This is me trying to be objective, right? Like this is why you need to have a club in Brazil, because if you're gonna do these like type of buys, you might as well use that Brazilian club to bring in these players, right, and get them up to instead, so that when they go to Strasbourg or other clubs, bro.
No, but Ahmed, it doesn't like for this one, it doesn't matter because he can't join us anyway. He can't physically sign a contract until he's 18.
No,
So
but that's the
we
point I'm trying to
can't-
make, though, Scott. My point is, yeah, why are we not trying to get him to our Brazilian club first?
No, Ahmed, no. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying we could own outside of Corinthians, we could own every other Brazilian club in the world in Brazil, and it would not matter because we've bought him at 16. He physically can't sign a Chelsea contract. Like, he's basically signed a pre-contract agreement, so he's not a Chelsea player yet. He can't be a Chelsea player until he turns 18.
I know what you're saying, bro. Yeah,
So
I get
own
that.
the Brazilian club. We can't send him anywhere because he's not old enough.
No. But the point I'm trying to make is that we don't even get him to sign for Chelsea. I'm saying what as he is right now.
They buy him.
Yeah, they buy him, right, bro? And then they can train him up to be ready. Like you're saying, listen, you gotta go to Chelsea like after the season or after, right? You get the Chelsea deal done afterwards. But like that's what I'm saying, right? Why are we not doing that? Because that's the thing for me, right? If Chelsea is smart, right, you instead of you buying him, you get the Brazilian club to buy him first. You train him up to get him ready for the European League, and then he comes to the European League, right? And the irony is, like, listen, yeah. For all I know, this guy could just be another Strasbourg nation. So I don't even know why we're even saying
like.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
trying
That's
to. what baffles me again is the price, man. Like, I don't understand. We bought an
How do you value
16-year-old
him though? I just don't know how you value him around about 10 million essentially. Like, I don't get how you get to 10 million valuation for him because
I
like
don't understand, by the way, what this fetish is with now 16-year-olds. Like the 18-year-olds or 17 that are about to turn 18, I kind of understand. Bro, this guy and that Kazakhstani youth, we've spent a combined total of like 12.5 million on the pair of them.
yeah,
And they're both 16 and they both don't play.
you know where it is, yeah. I've said this before, man. The market has destroyed like football, man. The transfer market has genuinely destroyed football.
No. This is nothing to do with the transfer market.
Yo, Jez, chill out,
club.
bro. Can you give this red card, Marshall, for that comment?
No. He's spitting, bro. Check the hard drives. I told you, check the hard drive. These men are fat.
Yo.
Warning there, Jess. Warning.
No, but so Marshall, the point I was making before Scott was going to speak about was going to continue on. I was saying before we even get him to sign for Chelsea, you have your own multi-club model Brazilian club. Get him into the squad, right? You get him to understand and learn the ropes first. You then obviously get him to sign for Chelsea afterwards, right? But like, why is that not even happening, bro? Because I don't understand why we're buying him, and then there's going to be still a 2-year wait from a Caribbean, so we don't even know if Caribbean's going to develop him correctly, etc., right? You might as well just get your own Brazilian club to buy him and help him to be developed before he comes to you.
Bro, he just turned 17, by the way.
This is what I'm saying, bro. Marshall, they're getting you drunk, bro. Like, they're getting you in the biz. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Bro, what do we do? He doesn't even play. Like, he doesn't even play for the under. By the way, he doesn't even play for the U16s or the U17s for Brazil.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
that's crazy, though. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Marshall, bro, 10 million for a guy that does not even play for his own age group. It's kind of crazy, bro. Or even above his age group.
Does anyone know? Because I can't bother to check it off the top of my head. Does anyone know what the obligation fee is for Barco?
I think it's in a similar range, by the way. I think it's 10-15 million.
That's what I was thinking.
It is in the 10-15 million range.
Talking about the Argentinian from
the one we brought for Strasbourg, yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
So Barco transfer Strasbourg is 8.4 million pounds. The buy fee for Barco transfer. Brighton
So they're about to sign Barco, who has more experience, has played at a higher level, has actually played football games, has at least adapted
basically the
to
same
Europe,
price. Yeah.
for the same price. Brother, you have a left back there. You just spent 10 million on a fucking left back from America.
That's what I was saying.
This is the fifth fucking left back that we have bought. The fifth fucking left back that we have bought, and we only have one at this football club. Are you taking the piss?
It's not looking good, bro.
And you know who has 3 left backs? Left back Strasbourg. They got Morero, Wiley, and Barco.
Sorry. I'm just if we go Blueco in general, these man bought 6 fucking left backs. Or 7. Like, bro, these guys are fucked.
Yeah, Strasbourg has more left back cover than we do. That's the funny part.
Strasbourg, man. I told you, man. Strasbourg's the real football club, man. They're getting fed.
Yeah.
They're getting fed. They're getting eager. They're getting taken to to Paris for the food. They live in Monaco, 0%. You know what I mean? Tax there. You know what I mean? They're getting wined and dined every single day. You know what I mean? All they gotta do is have kids. That's it, man. That's what Strasbourg's doing right now, bro.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. Okay.
Marshall, have you broken you, bro? Are you okay?
Yeah, bro. I don't know what's happening to Marshall. He's just shut down. After that Essugo conversation, he's
good.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
You guys made me crack out the. Let me not say
Gold beer.
I've just given up on trying to understand or make sense of it. So I'm just letting it go. I'm just gonna read out the stories, and yeah, it's the story. That's it. I'm not gonna try to make sense of it anymore. And the next story. The next story is
Marshall's buck broken.
Our ninth goalkeeper, Petrovic. Yeah, let's talk about our ninth goalkeeper.
Petrovic.
No. What did Ahmed say?
I don't even care anymore.
Okay.
All right. Ninth, our 25th goalkeeper. This is the year 2033, and Chelsea have recruited 55 goalkeepers and still can't find a good one. Anyways, so Chelsea are planning to sign a new goalkeeper in the summer as Enzo Maresca is keen on an overhaul of his defensive unit at Stamford Bridge. That is according to former Man United and Blackburn chief scout Mick Brown. This was reported earlier, only to be contradicted afterwards by Nazar Kinsella, saying here, Chelsea are not currently planning on signing a new goalkeeper in the summer. Sanchez, Jurgensen, and Petrovic are competing to be the Chelsea #1 next season. Ghent goalkeeper Mike Penders will join in the summer and is highly rated. Chelsea regard Philip Jurgensen, 22, and Mike Penders, 19, as having elite potential. Georgi Petrovic will be competing to be Chelsea's #1 next season. Petrovic's season at Strasbourg has set him up for a chance to return to Chelsea next season, although sources close to Petrovic believe a £25 million bid could be enough for suitors to price him away. And this is his stats today. Man of the match performance against Ahmed, you could pronounce that. Minutes played, 90 minutes. Saves in the box, 5, 72 touches, accurate passes was 79%, 1 clearance, run out successes was 100%, 8.3 rating, and he was making phenomenal saves today in that game as well. So he single-handedly, the defensive job of Strasbourg was rough to watch, but Petrovic kept him in the game, and I would argue if Petrovic was in this Chelsea team, we'd probably still be in second place, but that's a different discussion if you guys want to have it. But yeah, Petrovic, I think he should be our first choice next season. That's my thoughts.
Listen, it's all well and good. It's all well and good giving Petrovic the opportunity to become a #1, which I think is fair. But at the same time, we've got Tweedledee and Tweedledum, right? We've got Sanchez and Jorgensen. For me, realistically, we should be bringing another keeper to compete with Petrovic.
Where though? Penders.
Yeah, big up.
Okay. For me, we should be bringing another goalkeeper to actually compete with Petrovic. Again, a Chevalier, a Bolka, guys that can get for 25 million, 30 million. That are already top of the top. Yeah, in terms of what they can do and what they can provide for you as a team, Marshall. Right? That's who you should be bringing in.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so you want us to have 5 goalkeepers challenging for one position?
Listen, no. You listen. I don't care what you have to do. If you have to make a loss on him, selling him, I don't care. This is the one goalkeeper you have to make a loss of, and that is on Sanchez. I say with Jorgensen, send him to Strasbourg, get him to learn his trade a bit more, right, to the goalkeeping department, and then you've got basically a choice of the Petrovic versus the other guy for the #1.
I mean, I agree. Like,
I think that's legit. That's a legit fair.
Like for me, I would have Petrovic. It's hard with the Petrovic thing because I do want a better keeper, but at the same time, I feel like he deserves the chance to challenge for the #1 next season with how he's performed at Strasbourg. So it's hard. But yeah, I think minimum he deserves to be #1 next season at Chelsea Football Club. Regardless of what else you do. But I think it's funny that we're going to have, apparently, according to all the reports that are coming out about this, all the PR, we've got 4 dudes coming back challenging for the #1 next season. The fuck does that make sense? And we've got 4 keepers challenging for one position. How is that working?
Kepa could be in that too.
Oh, eat shit.
See, Marshall, man. See, what you don't have to do that, bro.
Yeah, Kepa lost goals. He's not playing. Kepa's finito. Did you see the goal he conceded the other day? By the way, yesterday.
But but that's like
Yeah,
a
the long
typical
shot
goal.
again.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I don't really hate on Kepa, man. End of the day,
I do.
the reason why I don't hate on him is because like I already know he's finished. What more is there to hate on a guy that's already finished?
Yeah, like
season. I'm sure
I
it's fine.
I don't understand what the plan is. Like, if the plan is to sell Sanchez, why did he spend half the season starting? If the plan isn't to sell Sanchez, then are you selling Jorgensen a year after buying him, after never playing him? If not, is the plan then to sell Petrovic, who's the best goalkeeper you currently have? What are you doing with Penders next season? Like, the logical thing is to loan him to Strasbourg. But if we do that, who else are we sending to Strasbourg? Because apparently we're sending Paez there. Cool, that's only one more position you've got to send him to Strasbourg. Send someone to Strasbourg. And does that mean that Sarr is coming into the team next season? Like, bro, this team, not the team, these sport directors and these owners and the way they're building this team is fucking us on so many levels, because it's not even just what's happening at our club currently. It's how you're trying to plan for the future and develop some of these players. How have you got like 10 different players that need to go on loan to Strasbourg and we can only send 3 of them? Where are the others going? Because I'm not having Sarr in this team next season. Sorry, it's not happening. So where are you sending him? Because if you
Sarr's
send him
coming here next
else,
season, bro.
Even if we had the multi-club,
brother, I'm not having
restricted to how many
I'm not
loans
having
we can have
another
internationally.
19-year-old centre back in this team. Who's going then, Ahmed?
No,
Who's being
because
sold in that situation?
one second, Scott. Yeah, let me answer Marshall's question first. The thing is, Marshall, you are correct about the international owners, but the problem is, at least with those squads, you can put those guys in there because you can get them to buy them, right? You can sell between each other, all that stuff, right? So essentially, there's a way to make it work. I think the thing with the Sarr thing is looking like, generally speaking, I hate to put it like this, but it's looking like he's here to stay next season. Like, I think so this is what I'm saying to you. I think they're gonna sell Disasi, they're gonna sell Buddy Shield, in my personal opinion, those two in particular.
Cool.
Right.
Ahmed, let me stop you there.
Oh dear.
Let me stop you there. So the plan with this squad, even though we have a leadership issue and we have an age issue, the plan is to sell the 25-year-old centre-back or the 26-year-old centre-back and the 23-year-old centre-back and replace them with a 19-year-old centre-back. That's the plan here, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what
stupid.
That's what I try and do, bro. So like, I would have to say yes.
Stupid. That is ridiculous.
I listen. I'm not here to disagree with you, but that's what. At least from what I'm seeing and hearing from them, that's what they want to do.
Ahmed, you'll be able to answer this better because I don't know. Was he starting for Lyon before he went to Strasbourg?
No, so he was from the Lyon Academy, bro. That's the thing.
Oh, fantastic.
And then he became a star at Strasbourg, basically. Yes.
You're telling me we're doing it again. You're telling me that a guy, after playing 1 year of professional football in Ligue 1, is now going to come to Chelsea Football Club and expected to be a contributing player in this team. That's the expectation that some of these fucking morons that we have at the top of this club have and expect. It didn't work with Badiashile fell off a cliff, and it didn't work because mentally something happened. Didn't work with Disasi because he didn't really fit the system, but also there's a lack of quality potentially there. These are guys that performed to a higher level than Sarr did in the same league. But we're going to put him in this team and it's going to work when he's playing with Colwell, who's a bozo, or Fofana, who can barely stay fit more than a week.
You never know. I don't know.
Cool, so we send them on a shit. This goes back to what I said, Marshall. We send him on a loan. We send him on a shit loan to a club where he wastes a year because that's all we seem to do is find shit loans for these players. Or you decide to send him to Strasbourg again on loan, and that's your 3 players right there. Or unless you're going to send Penders somewhere else and waste a year, we get back to the same point. Most of the players we loan out will end up having a shit loan. You just got to decide which ones are going to have the shit loan for a season and which are going to actually have the loan to Strasbourg, which will be beneficial.
Well, like, my question is, like, how do you... Some are more obvious than others, right? Like, how do you decide what is going to end up being a good loan and what's going to be a bad loan?
But this is why, again, it comes down to the sport directors. You have to identify a club where the player is going to be used effectively, that also works within, obviously, the style of play you're hoping for this guy to work into, right? And it's a right environment for them. I think a good example
don't
of that.
Don't you think that's a little tough? Because, like, it's
I don't think
because, like, who's to say, right? This is an example. Who's to say fucking Steve Cooper? They're talking to Steve Cooper, and they're saying like, "Oh yeah, Santos, he's a really good chap. Yeah,
No,
he looks great."
I'm glad you
And
brought this
then-
No. But
then they
Marshall,
fucking bring him
that,
in, he's like, "Ah,
but
fuck
Marshall,
this kid."
that was
That had
stupid
nothing
because
to do with
that but that was stupid because you could see with your own eyes they had 33 midfielders there. They brought 2 more extra there. You knew they were just that loan was already being set up to
They had
fail.
more than that. Before we sent Santos there, they already had 5 midfielders.
See, sorry, they had
Before
5,
we
so it's
sent
even
Santos
worse.
there, They
Yeah,
had 5. They proceeded to buy 1 more days after, and then swap one of the ones they had already. So they ended up that window
All right.
afterwards
How
with
about
6 midfielders.
how about a more recent example? Ugochukwu. We lucked out with Ugochukwu, to be honest. Like right now, the loan looks great, but before that manager got sacked, I mean, how were they supposed to know that he wasn't going to play at all?
No, do you know what?
No.
No, but you know what, Marshall, I agree with you on that point. But do you know what it is? Put to a point. One of the things I want them to stop doing, because I think we're seeing this, I want them to just stop doing this loan to a shit Premier League team. Because what's the point? Like we're seeing it because ultimately, like, Russell Martin was a bit different because he was a weirdo, and I think there was a colour thing, kind of there because I find it weird how he like isolated three or 4 players in particular, all of whom were of colour. Could be a coincidence, but that's slightly weird. But like we saw this with Santos as well in terms of when you have unless he is head and shoulders better than anyone else that's there, and obviously Leslie is, but like it's hard to know. And most of the time you don't know. Most managers default to experience, and especially experience of players they have in their team in terms of who are permanent players. Like if you're going to like what we've done with Wiley, for example, I don't know how much he's played. I need to check. On the face of it is a good idea. That's a team that number one plays with wingbacks, which he is. Fantastic. You've got the first thing right. You've identified that he actually fits the system, kind of. Congratulations. There's step 1. But it's a team that is in the top half of the table in the Championship. They're looking to push on to the what's it called? The playoffs. So there's potential of it being a good loan. Now, I haven't checked if he's playing or not, how he's doing, if he's healed from his injury, whatever. But like on the face of it, for me, the reason I talk about the loans, and it is hard to find good loans, but they have managed to fuck up most of the loans they've done. Like, even if you suck at finding loans, you'd thought they'd have like at least a 50% hit rate. Most of their loans they've done have sucked. Most of them have sucked. So, like, at some point, like, there's got to be a common denominator. You've just got to be shit at finding clubs for these guys to go to.
Would you say
when we had Makalele, we had a much better success rate. Makalele was ace at finding finding guys to go out on loan. It didn't always work, obviously. It's never going to work 100% of the time, but it worked a decent amount of time.
That's what I was just gonna ask you, right? Like, was it that much more successful under Roman either, though? Like, because like, for example,
was also
Tino Andrew never worked out.
Yeah,
He
but
was
Marshall,
so highly touted.
But I would argue, before I let you go, Scott, because I'm going to answer this quickly. I think the difference is, though, I think we weren't looking for good. I think it didn't matter what loans we gave those guys because I think from a club perspective, we didn't care, sadly. That's what it was, bro. We just didn't care.
I mean,
that was
it
going to
doesn't
be
feel like there's much different now, though.
Because now we actually care because we're trying to do the sell to buy model on a massive level. Beforehand, we were doing loan army. We could do this thing where we could send everyone everywhere we wanted to. We're making money out of it. It was that's what we were trying to do. Now it's
you could send so many players on loan. The loan fees alone would cover everything.
Exactly, legit. Yes.
Yeah, and I think like I'm looking at the loans we did do, right, and I agree with what Ahmed said. Like part of it was just that like they didn't care because the loans were there. Most of the loans were there not to develop players. It was to find a home for a player that wasn't wanted. Like I'm just looking at the loans. This is from the what's it called? The season Tuchel came in. We won the Champions League, right? I'm looking at some of the loans we did, and it's like
White, Besiktas, I'm pretty sure was one.
Yeah, we had like Chalobah went to Lorient, that was successful. Broja went to Vitesse, that was successful. Gehi to Swansea, successful. Kennedy to Granada, I think that was a success. Conor Gallagher to West Brom, that was a success.
Then to Crystal Palace. they actually got really lucky with was it called Conor Gallagher, because like
But-
they had like
but, like,
back to back
I'm also
loan
looking-
success.
100%. But I'm also looking as well. They had some L's, like Batshuayi to Palace was an L. Who else was a definite L that I actually knew was an absolute L off the top of my head? Like from looking at it, Bakayoko to Napoli L. Loftus-Cheek Fulham L. But they had their L's. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm looking at the people on this list, and a lot of these, by the way, are youth players. So it's like, it's also a lot different in terms of with youth players. It's like you're just trying to find a loan for them to play football, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't really care about increasing their value to sell them for profit. You're always going to be able to sell them anyway. So it's like you're just trying to find them somewhere to play. For most of the guys where they're trying to, like, and then I said, most of these guys they're trying to sell on. But with this, it's different. It's like you're trying to find loans for these players to develop them, to either have them come into the first team or sell for a profit, a decent profit. So they need to play and they need to develop, which means you need to send them to a club they're going to play. You need to send them to a club they're going to play a similar system. You need to send to a club where they're going to have good enough training facilities. You need to send them to a club where they're going to have a manager that is interested in developing players. Like, you have to have so many things here that line up. And like I said, it was like, you've managed to just fuck up multiple times. And the only ones they haven't fucked up on are the guys that have just, like Santos. But because he's the best of everyone. Like, he's just incredible. So it's like, I'm not surprised that he didn't fall off. And even him, they did fuck up 6 months of his career anyway.
Again, like I feel like, again, we're just repeating the same point that Roman era, when it came to loans, they didn't care, bro. That's legit what happened. They genuinely did not care, bro.
Here's what I'm feeling. And this is me trying to make sense of it. I feel like the feeling hasn't changed. I don't think they really care either. However, I feel like with the 6 DMs, the 8 center mids, the 9 left wingers, the 15 goalkeepers, if you put enough, let's think about like a raffle. If you put enough entries into a raffle, you're more likely to, garner a prize. From what it looks like, with all these signings and all these youth players, it looks like they're just playing the lottery with all these signings. They don't necessarily have a plan for what their development path could be. But hey, one of these has to be a hit, right? And one of these is going to be the one that makes up all the money that we took a risk on with all the other ones. And all the other ones we can make because when you look at, the reason I think that is because when you look at the chart we looked at earlier, right, with the losses, at the moment, not all of those players have been sold, right? Some of them are still on loan. Some of them, time will tell. There's a sell-on clause with some of them, like in Cassaday's case, so on and so forth. To only lose negative 30 net, right, based off of that graph, it's not that bad of a loss. When you think about, okay, if they really wanted to, they can flip Cole Palmer for a significant profit. They can flip, who else can we look at that they can flip for a significant profit? Probably Malo Gusto they can flip for a significant profit. Santos, Ugochukwu can probably be a decent chunk and change. Like,
Marshall, aka Flip Nation.
I feel that you put enough of your chips on the board, you're eventually going to get a hit with Estevao, with whatever. You're not losing that much money on it. And the rewards are pretty good in terms of the return on investment. That's what it feels like. And that's why it feels like it's all this hoarding. It's probably just, for me, it's hopium. I'm hoping the player can come through Chelsea. But the reality of it is probably I'm going to get as many of these players in this position as possible. Eventually one's going to hit and someone's going to ask for it. And I'm going to get my money from it. I don't know where Joao Felix comes into this equation, for example. I don't know where maybe a Pedro Neto comes into this equation. But that's the only thing I can think of that makes any sense in this situation. because I'm the same as you guys. I don't understand the point of signing another DM. I don't understand the point of signing another goalkeeper or another left back at that. Like, what was the point of Caleb Wiley? I thought he was supposed to be one for the future, and now we're seeing.
No, Caleb Wiley was the one for the
Donner.
future. Like, I always felt like Caleb Wiley was the one for the future. I'll be honest with you, Marshall.
Well, Caleb Wiley was another one that, like, bro, like, that's. It goes back to what we said earlier about the layout thing. That's I've spoken about this before. Like Wiley was a guy you bought, doesn't fit Maresca's system at all, like in any way, shape, or form. So I don't know what the point was. Like, he's never going to play for us. He's never playing for us unless Maresca leaves.
Yeah.
So he's getting sold. That's guaranteed. But for him to get sold,
I wouldn't be surprised if Sar gets sold too. Dude.
Yeah, but again, so
it's all just profit.
The reason
loss. We just brought Sar for like 20 million, bro.
It's 100% like. This is going to sound stupid to say. Oh, I know what the response from some people is going to say when I say this. But they're treating it.
Things, don't worry.
No, they're treating it like a business. And I'm not saying a football club isn't a business, but I'm saying this is not how you win in football or win football matches. Because yes, it's low risk from a business perspective, but it's huge risk from a football pitch on like football club on the pitch perspective. Because bro, what are these guys meant to do on a football pitch for Chelsea Football Club? That's going to mean we finish top 4, win titles, which is what should be the goal in football. Like, you can do both.
But that's the thing,
I'm not
right?
surprised because it's these guys who don't know anything about football, have no idea about football, are ignorant, and instead of doing their research into it properly, have come into it and taken a business. I've looked at purely the business aspect. I kind of don't blame them, but I also do. And this is where we're at, and this is where I understand fans' frustration. I'm getting pissed off with it as well.
But this is where it goes back to the same thing. And I was having this conversation with Miz, right? Like, I'm seeing more and more that it looks like we're heading in a direction where they're trying to find a way. The stadium's the next thing, right? But they're trying to find a way to make sustained profit or minimize the amount of loss from Chelsea Football Club without necessarily being successful in terms of top 4 and stuff.
Yes, me and you said this before, right, Marshall? Yes.
Yeah, if you do become successful, then cool. That's like a little bonus. And I do want to, because there's still so many questions for me, right? Like, how are these owners going to react if you do get that top 4 money, right? How are these owners going to react when you win a trophy? Are they going to react in the same way as like a Roman would, where it's like, oh, we need to keep doing this. This is like good for business. Or are they going to be like, oh, cool, that's a bonus. We're going to use that money and pocket it or put it more towards youth signings, right? In the same token where we were just talking about signing an abundance of youth and overhauling on this and just putting your chips across the board as many possibilities as possible, and eventually one's going to hit. In that same token, with that one that hits, do you sell it or do you put it into the first team? And I think the first example of that we're going to see is going to be with Andrés Santos. What happens with Andrés Santos in the summer? Because he was the one that we bought on the low, right? The potential signing. He's cooked at Strasbourg, and now he's been so good that Chelsea had the potential to flip him for a profit or keep him in the first team. And you've seen the PR. The PR is saying he's going to first team. Chelsea are not interested, yada, yada, yada. But we all know, if the price is right, any club will sell, and we're no exception to that. So
look at this Petrovic, bro. Had one good season. They're already saying if we hit 25 M's, he's gone.
Like, that's the thing. Like, I would hate to see that because I think Petrovic could really serve us for the team.
Because like my thing is like I know me and you have asked this question before, Marshall, and I know Scott said no. Some of the other guys we've spoken about have said no. But like the idea of like we could probably just be like a Europa League to Conference League squad, right? And then just do the flipping model that we're talking about. I've said this before. It's a very real possibility that we could become that, you know. And if they perfect what they need to perfect, if that makes sense. This is what I've said before. You have to perfect the multi-club model. You have to perfect a bunch of other stuff, and then you've got the skills to pay the bills of that one. Honestly,
here's the thing, though, Demon Nat. And I said this with Miz, and I think this is a really good reason as to why not go for that model, right? Of winning in top 4 and the success and money. Because And this makes sense because that is a high risk factor that you can't consistently get. You can control the consistencies of buying an abundance of youth and selling them off for profit. You can control these things. What you can't control is how frequently the players on the pitch stay fit so that you can keep them your best player. Like, the point is the results, right? You can't
exactly. You can't control the results. You can't control a random penalty. You can't control a red card. You can't control losing 2-3-0. Like, those sort of things, right? In their eyes here are like probably such a high probability of changing, like without us knowing that they think they can't control it. But what can you control, right? The player model,
the players you buy, the flipping and the profit.
Control freaks, and I'll be real, like, I have always maintained they want to win because it's the easiest way to make money. But like, there's certain things, and I do like kind of understand the argument for people. And it's like, I'm looking now, and I'm just comparing two clubs in terms of their revenue, right? And because I understand what you're saying, Marsh, and I can kind of see it. It pisses me off, and it's where I said I understand frustration. Arsenal for 23-24, right? So for the financial year ending May 2024, they had a club record revenue of 616 million and still made a loss of 17 million. Do you think a single one of their fans gives a shit?
No.
No.
Because in that season, they finished second. They women's team, who cares? No offense, but from a revenue perspective, not that important. They also reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Yeah.
In that season. So none of their fans give a shit. In fact, their fans are saying they should have spent more money on certain positions and whatnot, so they would have made even more of a loss. On the flip side, Brighton, I hate to bring it up, Brighton that same year made a profit of 42.9 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do.
Profit.
And that's what they're trying to do, and it's fucking bollocks. Like, it's bullshit.
It sucks because, I mean, I get it. I get it. Like, because here's the thing. No one is saying you won't make more money making top four and being successful. What we're saying is that you look at how Tottenham are built to an extent, right? If you take away the stadium aspect, because the stadium part saves them a lot of money. Not saves them, but makes them a lot of money in terms of what they use for revenue and all that stuff. In that sense, they can afford maybe a season, and this is a stretch, right? Maybe they can afford maybe a season where they're not in Europe, right? And that's not even off the table for them yet because they have Europa League. I have my doubts on that, but regardless. They've essentially built a model where in order for them to be successful and make their money, they need to make top four. But that can't be controlled because who's to say 4 other teams in that league up their game and are actually building a better team than Tottenham. So then that model fails and you're putting your money at risk. With the model we have now, the top 4 is a bonus. It's not a necessity to make money. That's what I'm trying to get at. And that's what it looks like. Once we have a front of shirt sponsor and stuff, that's also going to become a different factor. I think they don't want to settle for anything less than what they want in terms of money. They might have to eventually because they're putting money on the table.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Marshall. I can't believe we're going to go an entire season with no shirt sponsor, front of shirt sponsor.
I know. I swear.
Genuinely, that's actually shocking. That is genuinely shocking, by the way. That is genuinely shocking.
Like, you want to talk from a financial perspective, even if it's a year thing, like we did with Infinite Athlete.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like, what, 10, 20 million? You're just leaving off the table.
We got 40 million from Infinite Athlete, you know. We actually got the full sum for like one season. Like, the thing I've always said was that, you know, the irony I've always had is that from like that's a yo, insane Rico. But yeah, like the point I'm just trying to make it is just like this is what they're meant to be good at. It's like they're, again, I hate to use this term, bread and butter, but generally this is meant to be like the, you know, they can do this like, and they're not even able to do that perfectly. And like, you know, I take the point that just makes that we shouldn't be football accountants. I think one of the things that has made football worse, genuinely in my opinion, and this is like an American thing. I hate to put this on the American lads, because you get this sort of thing in the NBA, in the NFL, where you've got like max contracts, you've got I forget what they called max extensions. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like I forget the term right now. Like, but as a fan, you have to also be financially understand the situation now in those sports because of of stuff like that. But in football, right, it's become like that too. Like essentially, yes, luxury tax. Thank you, Super Adam at CFC, right? That sort of thing, right? We're kind of entering this thing into football now, where we're all becoming accountants. We can pay the contract off over the 3-year period. And I think even my favorite game of all time, FM, plays into this too, where you can split the money over 3 years, 10% buy-in clause, like this sort of stuff. I should not need to be knowing about this stuff as a football fan, realistically speaking, right? But the fact we have to accept this and understand this sort of thing is a problem. But I go back to Devon, I think, made a point about we're not Brighton and that it's a bit of a lazy comparison. I would have to disagree. I think what they're trying to, this is something I've said before, they're trying to make Chelsea, I've said this before, into RB Leipzig plus. Remember, I've said this is one thing I've said
Bali literally came out and said how much he liked the Brighton model.
It was actually Bowley who said that was the one that came out about.
No, that was Bali though. He just came out in a recent press conference. I don't know if you saw it. There was a conference.
Maybe, but right.
Wasn't recent, but yeah.
It wasn't. It was just reposted recently, but it was from 2 years
But like
ago,
again, what do those guys do? They get Champions League pretty much on average. They rarely don't get Champions League football, but they flip players, 2 to 3 players every now and then for a bigger amount of money. They already have another low underground player sale model with RB Salzburg, aka Strasbourg Nation, right? And then
they've got 4, bro. We can't compare. They've got 4.
No. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you just look at a similarity basis score, obviously the RB model is much bigger than ours, right? But like if you just look at it from like a similarity perspective, that's what they're trying to do. And I said this before, they're trying to get us to a situation where we can go a season without UCL football. We can go like a 2 to 3 seasons without UCL football, and financially we would be competent enough to be okay to be okay with that, bro, without taking the hit.
And I gotta kind of give kudos to them for this, right? There is a possibility that at the end of this season, they have 2 clubs in Europe. And
no. I'm not.
Hear me out though. This goes into the multi-club model. If they were to, let's say Strasbourg, right? If Strasbourg get into Europe, I think then that makes Strasbourg a more attractive club, because I feel like what's happening now, right, is Chelsea's the main attractor. But then you take the player, you bait the player by saying you're coming to Chelsea, and then you send him to Strasbourg. If Strasbourg were to make Champions League or Europa or whatever is needed to be made in order for both clubs to exist in Europe at the same time, then you start attracting players to Strasbourg. And so you start doing the same thing you're doing to Chelsea, but at Strasbourg. And from there, you start building out the multi-club model, because with the way Man City works, this is just a shot in the dark, I'm assuming the other clubs that Man City have in their own accord attract talent, and not like how Chelsea's run, where Chelsea attracts the talent and then sends them off. You know what I'm saying? So it's like what Man City is doing is the opposite of what we're doing. And on top of that, we don't have the clubs. I think the club will come eventually. It's one of those opportunity buys. We'll see. It does need to happen sooner rather than later. But
the thing is, like, and I'll say this again, because I always sympathize with the way Strasbourg are protesting, but I feel like they have nothing to protest for at this point, bro. I hate to be a dickhead for that, bro, because if they get into European football, which is and they're getting a secured amount of talent consistently season after season, you can't complain, bro.
But the thing is though, like, and wow, I can't believe I'm making this argument now. If I was a Strasbourg fan and I'm seeing how Chelsea are being run, and my theory, what I'm saying, right, this is a theory, comes true, that if we become a top 4 club or a European club, then we're gonna be run like Chelsea, where we're just gonna buy all these players, potential, and then just loan them off in order to.
I'll be real, Marshall. There's 2 things to this. So, number one, they're already doing that. They're in the game they played even today. Their oldest player was 21.
Yeah.
Already doing that. They were already doing that when they bought Strasbourg. That's been their what they tried to do to start. The second thing, the reason why I think I mentioned this on a previous stream, is because despite the fact that we're owned by Bluecoat, and despite the fact you've got guys that have been hired like Sam Jewell and whatnot still there, the guy who was the owner or the guy who was running it prior to Bluecoat buying it is still there and still in charge. Yes,
Exactly.
he is still there and still in charge. So he is still able to do things and help build the squad and guide it in a way that's going to be beneficial for Strasbourg. We don't have that. We just don't have that. So it's not the same. So, like, I think there's quotes from one of their legends who came out and said that, like, he initially was confused and thought they were going the wrong direction, thought they were doing things wrong. But after speaking with the owner, or I don't know if he's the owner or what he is, but after speaking with Mark,
He used to be the owner before them. He was the
He feels a lot better about the whole situation because he realised there's still guys there that understand the club and are from the Strasbourg area and understand it all and everything.
The thing is, Marshall, they haven't changed their front office at all, pretty much. They've only added like 2 to 3 more pieces. Yeah, literally, they've not really added that much. So it's still basically the same guys that are there. And this to answer Dividend, I actually remember this is something I think I showed you, Marshall. Their highest they've finished, they've only come back into the league kind of recently, like they in the last 5 years, if I'm saying like 5-6 years. The highest they finished is 6th place, Marshall.
Yeah.
What? They're almost at 6th place already.
Also, like, as we're seeing with Strasbourg, this idea, by the way, that they can't sign the big players, they can. Like, it's all about perspective, right? Like, if I go and look at their team, they've signed guys that have played at big levels prior. Let me go and find their team.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm not entirely sure who that would be.
Oh, like let's just talk about some of the play. Like that Sarr kid. Like Leon are a mess, but their academy is still very good. The fact that he's joined them straight out of their academy, I think, says something. Their striker, who's got, I think, after yesterday, like 13 or 14 goals in the league. He's played for two, 3 clubs across Europe prior to joining Strasbourg. They've got a player there. He didn't play. I think he's on the bench. They've got a player there that's played for a number of years. Played in Ukraine. Played in Belgium. Like, they have guys that have played football previously. It's not like they are signing a lot of young players, so a lot of them haven't really played football before. But they're still signing players that are a known quantity. Is hard to say because, being that young, how known are they really? But they have at least played somewhere else, right?
I understand that, but let me ask you this then: Do you think with the current position that Strasbourg are in, right? Let's just entertain a hypothetical. Do you think they would have had the pull power to sign an Andre Santos?
Yes, for the price that we bought him for. Yes.
Okay, I disagree. I don't think. If
I
was Andre Santos,
hang on. Are you saying from when they bought him?
No, from when Chelsea bought him.
Yeah.
Like if Strasbourg walked in and was like, "Hey, we're willing to offer you this," and then Chelsea walk in and say, "Hey, we're willing to offer you this," like, you think Strasbourg has a chance?
No, he's obviously going to Chelsea, but that's a stupid. Marshall, that's a stupid comparison.
But that's what I'm getting at, though, right? Like Chelsea, if Chelsea come in for a youth player.
Yes, but that's the same with most clubs. That's the same with City. Like, if City come in, say, to Savio, we'll try and buy you, or New York City FC come in and say, we'll try and buy you. He's obviously going City, Mark. That's a stupid comparison.
Exactly. No, I get that, but that's the point, right? Like,
that's the same with Leipzig and Salzburg. Like,
but my point is saying that those guys, like, let's say, for example, let's just go to Ligue 1 now, right? If you have a consistent top 4 there, right? For the most part, Marseille, PSG, Lille, and who would be Lyon. There you go. Those are like, the
basically like a Lyon or a Nice.
Yeah.
Essentially, or Monaco. It's one of those 4-3 that would be between.
Yeah. If you start putting Strasbourg into that mix, then I think you give Strasbourg more pulling power. That's kind of what I was alluding to.
I mean, yeah, they get more pulling power from being in the Champions League 100%. Every club does.
Reputation, yeah.
Every club does. But that still, for me, doesn't mean that, like, because we've seen plenty of clubs have pulling power due to a multitude of things, right? Like,
I mean, it does happen. We lost We lost that one player to Wolves, right?
Exactly. But also,
Lima. Yeah, Lima.
Yeah, like, so, you know, I want to just, before you and Scott continue, I want to actually put, like, Strasbourg's, like, league and history to perspective, bro. Yeah.
Sure.
Just like a decade ago, bro, these guys were in the third tier of French football. Let's put them into perspective, right? That was in the 14, 15, 15, 16. The 14, 15 season, they were in the third tier of French football, right?
Sure.
3 years ago, 21,
That's 10 years
22.
ago,
Yeah, 21, 22 season, the season we won the league, won the Champions League. They came sixth, right, in the Ligue 1, right? Okay. They usually average between 15th to 10th place, bro.
Yikes.
Right? So before we even brought them, 2 seasons before we brought them, the season after they finished 15th. Then we brought them, they finished 13th. The season after, this season they're on 7th. So they're almost about to equal the best place they've had, in basically ever in Ligue 1. Right, in recent history, in terms of essentially.
Only Chelsea could do that.
Right? And this is, listen, and like, again, like, context is even more key, because, like, if I just go to, like, Ligue 1 quickly, they have the potential opportunity here to finish in 4th place, bro. Again,
it's close.
Right, like, if you just look at the table quickly, they were Strasbourg 7th place, 37.
They're 4 points off of.
They're literally.
They're only 2 points.
They are literally 4 points
spot.
off of 5th and 6 points off of 6th. Oh yeah, right. But let's put it. So they genuinely could possibly. There's a real chance these brothers could be fit. They actually guarantee 6th place, by the way, because Lyon are going to be relegated automatically, by the way, whether they like it or not. I don't know if you know that.
Are they definitely getting relegated, or?
Right now they're basically going to be definitely relegated, like, unless something else happens, because they're still going through like a appeal process. But there is a real chance these brothers are going to get relegated. And the point I'm just trying to make here, these brothers are in with a real chance here of getting 4th and 5th. They're not like Lille, who've got UCL football. They're not like Monaco. Who is Monaco still in UCL football? I think they're still in UCL football.
I don't think so. It was Brest, wasn't it?
No, Brest lost to them. I don't think I don't think Monaco's in there. I think maybe
PSG,
just.
I think.
Let me just double check quickly, but I don't think so. Let me check. No, they're not in for UCL football, right? But like, they legit are in with a good opportunity. Like, they're in with a good opportunity to get 4th place right now, bro.
That's good. That's good for them.
But it's good for them. But I think the point I'm just trying to own into here is that, I sympathize. I sympathize with them obviously having a cap of the maximum where they can actually be in terms of for footballing reasons. But the reality is, bro, they're doing better than what they've ever done before.
Yeah, I understand. I think and this is what I'm hoping for with our club, right, and our fans, is the consistency. Don't let it be result based. Like, if you genuinely don't like how the football club is being run, then protest the next home game as well and keep it going. Like, be consistent about how you feel about it. With Strasbourg, I understand the results are better and they're in a better place, but if they genuinely don't like this whole, we're just going to be used to recycle Chelsea players and just sell them on, like, we're never going to have. We're basically setting ourselves up to never have like a Strasbourg, legend. We'll just call it that, right? Some guy that's just going to stay at Strasbourg and be Strasbourg till he ends his career. No, every potential player is now going to be just a player that we're going to be a cog in the wheel for Chelsea to develop a player just so they can play at Chelsea. Like, I understand that sentiment, and I can't really wrong Strasbourg fans for that. But again, it's at least they're being consistent, right?
My thing is, Marshall, you can complain about how Chelsea's being run, but that's not how you're being run, bro. Like, for me, that's one of the ones.
How Strasbourg is being run, do you think?
No, it's different.
No, it's not, bro, because they're getting fed. We're not getting fed, Marshall.
No, but also where it's different is the level of player they're buying for Strasbourg is obviously a different level, because what they're aiming for is different, right? And the level of opposition is slightly different. Like,
sure,
for example, right, that striker they've got at Mega, he is obviously good enough to be a top 6, top 5 striker in Ligue 1 at the moment. We have no idea currently, because they haven't played, if he's good. Say they get UCL football, we don't know if he's good enough for UCL football because he hasn't played there yet. He might not be, but that doesn't like. So it's different. Like what's it called? It's different comparisons. It's different levels. It's like cool. So we know he's good enough to potentially help us get. Actually, no. Let's switch up. Let's say he's good enough to help us get 6th or 5th, but he might not quite be good enough to get 4th. It's kind of what we're facing at the moment. We know Jackson's good enough to help us get 5th or 6th. We don't really know if Jackson's good enough to help us get 4th or better. Is the situation we're in? Like, he's probably not at the moment. It's the same thing. Like, they're buying players to help them go from 13th to qualifying for Europe. So it's different. And so they've bought players that are working for them and playing well because the pressure level and the expectations are different. And that's where it's different. It's not that the model is different. The model is the exact same. It's just the expectations are way different than they are at Chelsea. So the type of player you're buying is different in terms of level and like ability.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I can still see Strasbourg fans being upset with the model and not liking what the model entails for them, even if it means European glory. They just, I don't know. These guys just don't want to be a cog in a wheel for developing players.
Listen, for me, Marshall, that I sympathize with. You know me. If the process stuff like that, that's correct. They should be process that. But I think also at the same time, I hate to be like a dickhead a little bit. The reality is,
I get it.
French football's cooked. Like, it was reacted to me or not from a financial standpoint. And like a lot of these clubs are about to compete the clubs. I've said this before, Marshall. I'll send you a video if you want to really get it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, a lot of them are about to compete the clubs, bro. Yeah, and like, no, this amount that about to become it. Montpellier's about to go a new feeder club. Just gonna let you know right now. Right. So like for me, at the end of the day, a lot of that's what's gonna happen to that league quite soon. And I just think for me, a lot of mid-table to low-table clubs, that is sadly the new future for them.
Yeah,
1 second, Jazz. That's what I'll say. Like, Demon probably knows this too, right? Bro, they're literally right now taking the zone to court. You know who the zone is, Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Right? They and the reason why they're all cooked, and I think I've spoken about this on this channel before. Is that they went. This was, I think, just either before or COVID or just after or in COVID. They basically made a TV rights deal with a Chinese company that was worth so much money. It was equivalent to the Premier League deal, essentially, right? And like the head of the league basically was an idiot and didn't do financial checks to see if they were gonna be able to do it, right?
Actually pull through with the payment,
right? So they made the first payment, right, for it, and then they went bankrupt after the second payment, and so every single club that is not named Paris Saint-Germain was up for sale from that moment in time, bro. Like, they took out loans because of this, because they were expecting this money to be. A lot of these clubs took loans out because they were expecting this money to come in, right? And then there's also the added fact that PSG has also played a big factor in a lot of these clubs trying to compete with PSG and being taking out loans too, right? So a lot of these clubs, bro, the debt is real. Like Strasbourg, by the people forget this, they were about to get liquidated, bro. Like Bordeaux has been liquidated to the third tier of football, right? So a lot of these clubs, bro, the situation, it's not looking good, bro. Right? They are all on sale. They're willing to take people on. That's just the point I'm trying to make. Like the league itself, is demanding shit like this to happen. Sadly,
it's not looking good, Brev.
Bro, no, it isn't, man.
It's not. But hey. Best of luck to Strasbourg. I think the game I watched today, the second half, was very enjoyable. Big up to Petrovic. Big up to Santos. I mean, he didn't have his best game, but the time will tell. He will step up and he will have another good game. It was just a fun game to watch. But yeah, one to keep an eye out for, see how their progress goes. Chelsea will play soon against Copenhagen, so we can hope for the best there. And yeah, I mean, that's the end of the show, really. not much else to talk about. That was a good little discussion to end it there. Big up to everyone. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Leave comments down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed today. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Be sure to like the video if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description for more content as well. And if you are a proper casual and higher tier member, you get shout outs at the end of every show. And that's going to go out to Mufasu, Daniel, TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A. Soliman. Big up to you guys for your support. We're going to go ahead and raid out to Sarcasm City as we usually do because my man is up and streaming at this hour and no one else is. So go ahead, show him some love by copying and pasting that raid message. Let him know where you're from. And next stream will be Wednesday for the call-in show and Thursday for the show or for the review of the match. So stay tuned for that. I'll be on American Waffle tomorrow as well. So if you want to watch me defend my club, I guess, I don't know.
I will be there too. Don't you worry, man. British Nation will be there too.
We'll roast TJ and all his title hopes that he had none of anyways. We'll just roast Arsenal fans in general. So that'll be fun. But yeah, guys, big up to every single one of you. Have a wonderful night as always. Stay casual. Peace.